three guys right there that have played in front of giant football stadiums and won the ultimate crown. So this game for us to obviously to win it, we need those three guys with championship experience. We need Solo Ball and Jalen Stewart, Jay Ross. The guys have been a part of this, so they've got to step up and play well.
All right, let's do all those things. Let's be here on Sunday. How about that?
Yes, let's do it.
All right, it's Dan Hurley. We'll be back with the starting lineups and the opening tip. It's UConn in the NCAA tournament here in Raleigh, North Carolina on Learfield.
Hi, this is Nick Kaplanson from Dime Bank. To win a championship, it takes more than just good players and coaches. It takes a whole community dedicated to the same goal. The same is true when it comes to banking. A successful banking relationship is built from a community fully dedicated to meeting the banking needs of its customers. If you're ready to experience a better approach to banking, come join our community at Dime. It's your bank, your choice, your Dime.
Dime Bank. Community banking lives here. Member FDIC.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
Fight on, Connecticut. This is the UConn Sports Network from Learfield.
Prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
when the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
The scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
I'll face a hurricane without meds. Now that's a tough pill to swallow.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Home of the six-time national champions. This is UConn Huskies men's basketball in the NCAA tournament.
Sampson with a dribble handoff to DR, and they go pick and roll to Sampson. Oh, right-hand crusher.
Play-by-play coverage of today's game is presented all season long by Key Bank, the exclusive retail bank of UConn men's basketball. Today's game is also sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss, your long-term solution for weight loss. Brown, Painderas, and Scott. With BPS Lawyers, you get more than a lawyer. You get a full-service law firm. Connecticut Business Systems, a Xerox company. Beyond the expected. The Connecticut Lottery. Visit ctlottery.org. Dean Cabinetry in Bolton. Beautiful kitchens for any budget. Dime Bank. Community banking lives here. Last Fly Airport Parking. We've got lots to offer. Lippincott Van Lines. The definition of moving excellence. Key Hyundai. Genesis of Milford and Middletown Chevrolet. Home of the 1 million mile powertrain warranty. Cloder Farms in Ellington. Best sheds at the best prices. American-made custom furniture. We're worth the ride. Orthopedic Associates of Hartford. Make your move. Connect with the top orthopedic specialists at OAHCT.com. Sullivan Automotive Group, where Liam McNeely shops. Drive like a champion with Sullivan Automotive. Trantolo and Trantolo, Connecticut's personal injury law firm. UConn Health, the official healthcare provider of UConn Athletics. Make their doctors your doctors. And by WFSB, trust Connecticut's largest, most experienced team of meteorologists. The First Alert Weather Team, only on Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Ball steps into a three. Bang! He hit it.
silky smooth solo for three.
We're minutes away from tip-off. Let's go back to the Lenovo Center in Raleigh. Alongside Wayne Norman, here's Mike Crispino.
Our starting lineups brought to you by Dean Cabinetry and Bolton, the beautiful kitchens for any budget. The first round of the Western region here in Raleigh, North Carolina, features the University of Oklahoma. Their Sooners, coached by Porter Mosier. The starting lineup includes Jeremiah Fears, a freshman guard, 6'4", 182 from Joliet, Illinois. Bryson Goodine, a guard in his sixth year, 6'4", 190 out of New Bedford, Mass. Mohammed Wajee, a forward, grad, 6'10", 225 from Bronx, New York. Jalen Moore, a forward, a senior, 6'7", 215, Birmingham, Alabama. Duke Miles, a redshirt senior, 6'2", 188 from Montgomery, Alabama. He's a guard. For UConn, coached by Dan Hurley. Solo Ball, the sophomore, 6'3", 190, Leesburg, Virginia. Hassan Diarra, fifth-year senior, 6'2", 195 from Queens, New York. Alex Caravan, redshirt junior, 6'8", 225, Southborough, Mass. Liam McNeely, a freshman forward, 6'7", 210, Richardson, Texas. Samson Johnson, senior center, 6'10", 225 from Lomé, Togo. Back with more X's and O's. You're listening to UConn men's basketball from the NCAA tournament on Learfield, presented by Brown Paint Darrison Scott.
At KeyBank, we know a small moment like,
whoa, my kid's got a serious backhand,
can lead to an even bigger question like,
tennis camp is how much?
And that's the type of moment where we'll meet you to help you build a savings plan for expenses big and small so your money can make money. Mike, how's that sound?
Sounds like match point.
Sounds like love.
We could serve up tennis puns all day.
For every financial need, we'll meet you in the moment. KeyBank opens doors. KeyBank member FDIC.
Connecticut Business Systems, a Xerox company, is a proud sponsor of the UConn Huskies. We're Connecticut's largest provider of leading Xerox office technology, workflow automation, managed print services, software solutions, and audio-visual technology. We operate locally to offer you superior service and support, combined with the most advanced technology available in the industry. Our sales professionals make it their business to understand yours. So please contact us today for a free office technology assessment. Visit us at cbs-gisx.com or call toll-free at 1-800-842-0009.
Are you traveling out of Bradley Airport and need a safe, reliable place to park your car? Trust your vehicle to Last Fly Off-Airport Parking, located on Route 75 in Windsor Locks. They have both valet and self-park options to fit any budget. Last Fly is open 24 hours a day and will get you to the airport on time every time. Join their loyalty program to earn points for free parking, and be sure to ask about their corporate discounts. Save 20% by pre-booking online at lazfly.com. Last Fly is the official parking company and a proud supporter of UConn athletics.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletics season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
The Huskies live here. You're listening to play-by-play coverage of UConn men's basketball, presented by KeyBank.
Oklahoma lost its top 2 scorers and 4 of its top 6 scorers from last year's 20-12 team, which played in the Big 12 for the last time. The Sooners narrowly missed the NCAA tournament last year. They lost 5 players from that team to the portal, but a key returnee was 6'7" senior forward Jalen Moore, who tested the NBA waters. He leads them in points and rebounds in SEC games. He'll play inside or out and is a matchup nightmare. The point guard is lightning quick, 6 feet 4 inches, Jeremiah Fears, who took the 3rd most free throws in the SEC. He's a hard driver who isn't much of a three-point threat. Oklahoma has size, but they are not a good rebounding team. They were last in the SEC in blocks, but they do have some good three-point shooters. The Sooners were picked 15th in the preseason SEC poll. They finished 13th. Keys for UConn tonight: number 1, rebounding. UConn has been terrific on the boards in the last 12 games, plus 9 per game. Oklahoma starting center Sam Godwin has missed the last 3 games with a knee injury, and he's not starting tonight. He has made 20 of his last 21 shots. The Sooners have been out-rebounded each of those 3 games he's missed. Key number 2, keep Oklahoma off the foul line. They have made 579 free throws this year. UConn has taken 578. Key number 3, three-point defense. The Sooners have 6 legitimate three-point threats, not counting Fears, who has shot just 23% from 3 in the last 4 games. And key number 4, defend Fears without fouling. And that will be a challenge. He will attack the lane and draw fouls, and not just fouls on the guards. Our keys of the game are sponsored by the Sullivan Automotive Group, where Liam McNeely shops. Drive like a champion with Sullivan Automotive.
Well, thank you, Wayne. The 38th appearance by UConn in the NCAA tournament, 71-32 overall. Dan Hurley in this tournament, 14-5, including back-to-back national championships. So Oklahoma out of the SEC now. It's still difficult to kind of put that together, but they're there like Texas is, and they had their troubles and went 6-12 in the conference, which generally acknowledged as the best in the country this year. 14 teams from their conference were in this tournament when it began yesterday. The opening tip of our game sponsored by Trantolo and Trantolo, Connecticut's personal injury law firm.
All the times UConn's been in the NCAAs, this is the first time UConn's ever been an 8 seed. They've been a 9 seed, they've been a 7 seed, but never an 8 seed.
Oklahoma started their year 13-0. Got off to a great start, but they've lost 13 of their last 20 as the conference schedule set in. The SEC, of course, Auburn, a number 1 seed. Florida, a number 1 seed out of that conference. And Oklahoma took their beating in the last couple of months. So they're ready to go under Porter Mosier, who went to a Final Four himself, coaching Loyola of Chicago back in 2018. That was a real Cinderella story.
Guy who started 2 years for Creighton, class of 1990, when he was a player.
Yeah, UConn in their home whites, they're the higher seed. Connecticut across the front of their jerseys as Kip Kissinger will throw it up. Clarence Armstrong and Alandis Poole, the other officials. And it's won by Oklahoma. They wear their Oklahoma red, and they move left to right, shoot at the basket where the UConn bench is. Here's Jeremiah Fears on a pick and roll to Wuchi. Down low and a missed dunk that time by Jalen Moore. So the play worked beautifully, but Moore was contested at the rim by Samson Johnson and missed it. UConn quickly front court left. Liam McNeely on the high post handoff to Samson Johnson. Back out front to Hassan Diarra. He's got Bryson Goodine right in his chest. Johnson at the high post right. Now gives to Caravan, spins off the screen. Ball is intercepted, and it's recovered by McNeely. Back to Diarra for 3. No good. And rebounded by Oklahoma and Jalen Moore. Quickly to the front court, and Oklahoma turns it over as the missed pass to Jeremiah Fears. You come back quickly to the left front court, and it's Diarra, and they're letting him shoot from there. He drives inside on the right side of the lane and banks it in. So Hassan's got the first bucket of the ball game, 2-0 UConn.
His missed 3 earlier was a forced shot because the clock was going to expire.
Now here's Miles, who spins and attacks Samson Johnson. Kicks it in the near corner for 3. Back rim, no good. The miss from Jalen Moore, rebounded by Solo Ball. Solo to the front court. Starts to his left. Picked up there, guarded by Moore. Right-hand dribble out front to Samson Johnson. Sampson with a hand up to McNeely. Spins through traffic. Goes to the basket and put it in. What a shot by McNeely. Almost lost control on the way up. 4-0 UConn. Sooners front court right. Duke Miles hands it over to Goodine, and now it's in the hands of Fears on the left sideline, guarded by Diarra. Fears looking for the high screen, and he gets it from Jalen Moore. He spins to his right, all the way down the lane. He floats it up, and a foul is called, I believe, on Alex Caravan. Let's see. And Jeremiah Fears drew it and did a nice job. He created the contact.
Foul was on Caravan. I said on our pregame keys that Jalen Moore is an inside-outside threat. He's the one who missed the dunk, challenged by Samson Johnson on their first shot, and he missed the 3 on their second shot. So there's your inside-outside for Jalen Moore.
Fears has the first point for Oklahoma on the free throw line.
He goes to the line a lot. He is number 3 in the SEC in free throw attempts and number 2 in the SEC in free throws made. Last 5 games, 89%.
Yeah, he's just 18 years old. He shoots almost 85% from the free throw stripe, averages 17 a game, makes them both. Full court pressure by the Sooners. UConn gets it into Hassan Diarra, and he'll be hounded by Jeremiah Fears, who's from Joliet, Illinois. Diarra to the front court to our left on the right sideline at the hash. Checked by Fears. Skips it left to Samson Johnson on a handoff to Caravan. Spins inside. Floater by Alex is good. From about 10 feet away left of the lane, and UConn leads 6-2. Back the other way, Jeremiah Fears. Top of the key. Skips it right to Jalen Moore. Going one-on-one with Caravan. He puts up a fadeaway. It's no good off the right side of the rim. Good D by Caravan. Forced an off-balance shot, and here's McNeely quickly to the front court left. Starts to his right. To the basket, spins in traffic, gives to Johnson, who lays it in. Oh, what a feed by Liam McNeely on the drive. A left-handed scoop pass, and Johnson finished off the glass. 8-2 UConn.
Huskies 4 for 5 from the floor.
Now Fears out front. Started by Diarra, right side. It's Godine for 3. No good. Batted around. Johnson tried to save it. He got pushed down. There's no foul call. Well, now they give it to UConn. As the official, Clarence Armstrong, at first said it was going to be Oklahoma ball.
Samson Johnson's now made 13 of his last 14 field goals in the last 4 games. Combine that with Terrace Reed, who has made his last 9 shots in 3 games. And the two guys have combined to go 31 of 32 in a span of 2 games. So they got the ball to Johnson inside, did McNeely, and Johnson finished it off.
All right, full court pressure. They get it into Diarra. Actually go a little deeper with Johnson. 17 of his last 21 field goals attempts, plus that one. So 18 of 22. This is McNeely on the left wing to our left. Backs away from the defense of Bryson Gordine. He gives it up to solo ball. Rims in and out on a right wing 3. Rebounded by Fears. He sprints to the front court. Guarded. Gives it up in the left corner for 3. It's rimmed in and out and rebounded by Caravan. A miss that time came from Jalen Moore. And here's Diarra front court left.
Huskies only 2 missed shots or 3s.
Diarra being pushed and shoved by Bryson Gordine. Samson Johnson, high post left, gives to McNeely, who turns and fires a 3. And Liam drills it. And UConn's lead is 11-2. We're 4 minutes in. Duke Miles across the timeline with a left-hand dribble, guarded by Ball. They switch. Caravan has to guard him. He steps back. He tries to shoot. He couldn't get it off. Fires it right to Fears. Fears with a left-hand dribble. Crosses over. Guarded by Diarra. Trying to stay in front of him. Couldn't do it. Fears goes right to the basket smoothly and lays it in. 11-4. UConn leads. 15:40 to go in the first half. Hassan Diarra, front court left. Gives to Caravan, almost lost it. Caravan fires left to Ball. Ball being guarded by Miles. Down low to McNeely on the left baseline. McNeely posting up, working, spins, doubled, in trouble. Hands to Johnson. Ball comes loose. McNeely gets it, fires it outside of Ball, who goes inside, and Ball got hit. Down he goes. I don't know if they're going to give him shots or not, but that will stop play. The under 16-minute timeout with 15:13 to go to begin the game. UConn leading 11-4.
I like what Ball did because the kickout pass, he was open for a second from 3. He's doing this more now than he did last year. Put the ball on the floor, attacked the rim, and eventually drew the foul on Miles.
UConn basketball sponsored by UConn Health, the official health care provider of UConn Athletics. Make their doctors your doctors. You're listening to UConn Men's Hoops on Learfield, presented by Brown Paint, Darris and Scott.
Husky fans, you know what it takes to win, and so do we. Channel 3 Eyewitness News has the drive and dedication to get you morning ready. Breaking news, we're in it to win it with your reporters live in your town all morning long.
Your reporter in West Hartford, your reporter in stores.
And when you need to make a fast break out the door, we deliver first alert weather and traffic every 10 minutes so you never have to wait. The Huskies in Channel 3 Eyewitness News this morning. 2 MVP lineups always there for you.
Power Station Events is the official production partner of the UConn Huskies, the ultimate one-stop source featuring audio, video, lighting, staging, talented DJs and musicians, photography and videography, stunning decor and florals, and much more. As we celebrate our 40th anniversary, we want to thank UConn Nation as we look forward to the next 40 years. Visit us at PowerStationEvents.com and let us help you plan your next awesome event.
Aw, shucks, the game's on TV, but I can't listen to the call of my favorite team broadcasters.
Never fear, Sync My Game is here.
Sync My Game?
Yes, Sync My Game. If you have a DVR and streaming device, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield. It's never been easier to hear the impassioned voices of your favorite radio crew synced with the TV.
Wow, thank you, Mr.
Just remember, syncmygame.com.
Play-by-play coverage of UConn men's basketball is presented all season long by Kei Bank, the exclusive retail bank of UConn men's basketball.
This broadcast of the NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship authorized under broadcast rights granted by the NCAA through Westwood One, intended solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the NCAA and Westwood One is strictly prohibited.
Well, the Big East has lost Marquette in the NCAA tournament as the Golden Eagles went down to New Mexico, the 10th seed, Marquette the 7th seed, 75-66. Marquette trailed by 3 at halftime. They lose despite David Joplin getting 28 points and 6 of 10 from three-point range. Meanwhile, Huskies off to a very good start here, both offensively and defensively. 5 for 7 shooting, 1 for 3 from three-point range. And Oklahoma missed its first 5 shots. They're now 1 for 6, 0 for 3 from 3. Huskies also out-rebounding Oklahoma. That's a key stat. We'll keep an eye on that during the course of the game. 5-2 at this point, all defensive rebounds.
So UConn, who was 7-6 during the season against tourney teams, will inbound the ball to our left. There was no shot attempt by solo ball. It'll be Hassan Diarra to inbound to our left on the baseline across from the Oklahoma bench. Haas in the UConn home white, looking to give it up, and he's having his troubles, and he gets it into Samson Johnson, and it's tipped off his hands. Here come the Sooners running the break, and they get a layup. Bryson Gordine finished it, and Oklahoma back within 5, 11-6. That hurts. That was an unforced error by the UConn offense. This is Diarra, right wing to Liam McNeely, who starts to his right. Backs off the screen of Samson Johnson. Couple dribbles, and Johnson looking to give it up. Gets it to Caravan. Caravan being hounded there. Back to Sampson. They're down to 5. Caravan's got to shoot it. 3 ball no good. Rebounded by Samson Johnson. The ball knocked out of his hands, but he is fouled by Oklahoma.
First offensive rebound of the game by either team. Johnson gets it.
Terrace Reed Jr. will come into the ball game.
And the foul was on Miles. He had the foul a moment ago on solo ball. So he's one of their top three-point shooters. In fact, the last 5 games, he's been 5 for 10 from three-point range.
So UConn inbounds to our left. It's Diarra, and he fires it into the backcourt. Solo's got to chase it down, and he does. UConn leading 11-6, 14 and a half to go here in the first in Raleigh. There's Diarra off a handoff from ball, starts to his right. Cut off there by Gordine. Now it's McNeely driving it left. He banked it up, no good. Ball batted around. Here come the Sooners. They're sprinting to the front court again. And a shot attempt, no good. Now a 3 rimmed in and out and rebounded by McNeely as Kobe Elvis just came in the game and fired one up. And Oklahoma now 0 for 4 from 3. Here's Terrace Reed, lost the ball on an offensive move, and then Caravan chased it down and got fouled. UConn will keep the ball. They'll reset the clock to 20 seconds. 6 minutes gone by here in the first half. McNeely will come out. Jalen Stewart will come in.
Kobe Elvis gets the foul on that rebound by Caravan. Elvis, who played a couple of years at DePaul.
And more substitutions. It'll be Mohamed Wajih coming in for Oklahoma, and Porter Mosier. And also Dayton Forsythe, the freshman guard from Dale, Oklahoma, is in. UConn will inbound to our left. Terrace Reed, Caravan Stewart, and Diarra. Solo looking to get it in, and he fires it to the backcourt, and it's fielded by Diarra, and the Huskies turn it over on the inbound.
Explain that, Mike.
I think it hit the sideline. I think that's what happened right in front of us.
Well, that's 3 times in this game UConn has struggled to get the ball inbounded. Shades of the late minutes against Seton Hall.
All right, let's not bring up bad memories, Wayne. That was a bad one. All right, here we go. Oklahoma on the drive inside with G. Kicks it in the right corner for 3. It's an air ball. Rebounded by Reed. And now Diarra runs to the front court, top of the arc. Backs away on the left wing and gives it on a bounce to Terrace Reed. Reed with a handoff to Caravan. Spins up the screen, nowhere to go. Kicks it a ball. Ball back to Caravan on the right wing. Bounce down low to Reed. They double team him right away. They get it to Diarra for 3, and Haas misses. And the long rebound, Oklahoma. And here they are on a run out again. And a traveling violation on Oklahoma. Jalen Moore was going to go up and try to dunk it, and he traveled with it instead. Second turnover by the Sooners. That's their second. Glenn Taylor comes in. Senior from Las Vegas. He wears number 35. He's 6'6", 215.
Played a year at St. John's. Had 4 points and 2 rebounds a game for the Johnnies. One thing we've seen so far, Oklahoma really looks to push the tempo and run every chance they get.
Oh, no question. Here's Mahaney, who just came in the ball game. Starts to his left. Kicks it to ball in the left corner. Down low to Reed. And Reed double teamed again. Spins inside. Lays it up and missed it. Long rebound to Mahaney for 3. Mahaney hits from the top of the arc. That was huge as Reed got double teamed, and that looks like what Oklahoma's going to do. Double team the bigs. UConn leads 14-6. 12:40 to go. First half. Kobe Elvis driving on Stewart, and he's able to beat him and reverse it in left-handed. And that you can't have. UConn cannot have that here tonight. 14-8, they lead Oklahoma. Mahaney front court left. And he is guarded there by Forsythe, the freshman guard. Gives it up to Stewart at the right wing. Out front to Caravan. Down low to Reed. Reed spins in traffic. Double teamed. Nice move. Oh, he spun one way and the other way and put it up with a little jump hook right-handed. 16-8 UConn. 12 minutes to go in the first. Here's Fears. Left wing. Matched up with Caravan. Going to fire a 3. Oh, he banked it in. You got to be kidding me. He banked it in off the left wing, and it's 16-11. Jeremiah Fears.
You don't want him getting hot out there because he's not been a good three-point shooter. But you get a lucky bounce like that, things could change.
And he's only 27.5% from distance. And here's Mahaney front court left off the high screen from Reed all the way to the basket. Puts it up, missed it, rebounded by Wajee, and ahead to Fears. Crossover, spin, goes left hand. Oh, big-time move as he left the Huskies defense in his wake. 16-13 UConn. 11:20 to go. There's Ball on the right sideline. Boy, Oklahoma loves to run. Keep track of those fast break points. Here's Mahaney, top of the arc. Left wing, give to Reed. Reed, high post right, couple dribbles. Spins in traffic, double, back to Ball. Give to Caravan for 3, and Alex missed it. Rebound Reed. Reed puts it on the floor, goes right to the basket and stuffs it home. And the big fella doing some work. 18-13 UConn. 10:50 to go in the first.
Huskies beginning to dominate the offensive glass, getting second chance opportunities.
Reed's got 4. Here's Fears. Fears between the rings, guarded by Mahaney. Going to go one-on-one. They isolate. Crossover. Attacks with the right hand all the way to the basket. And Reed's there to contest it. Fears got the rebound off the miss in the corner for 3. It's good. That's Glenn Taylor Jr. And Oklahoma back within 2 now, 18-16. Good help D that time by Terrace Reed, though. Here's Mahaney. Fires it right to Caravan. Caravan out front to Reed. Reed with a handoff to Ball. Ball turns and fires a 3. Got it. 3-ball by Solo. UConn needed it. 21-16 they lead. That's his first basket. Jeremiah Fears the freshman guard at 6'4", and a foul is called on Reed. Help defense on the perimeter. And that ends that period as we get to under 12 minutes, and with 9:53 to go, UConn leads 21-16. UConn basketball presented in part by JT Gamo, the suit store, your destination for sharp, custom-tailored suits that make a statement. Dress your best with JT Gamo. You're listening to UConn men's basketball on Learfield, presented by Brown Paint, Darris and Scott.
UConn fans, when it comes to sports injuries, do you know where the Huskies go?
UConn Health, Connecticut's public academic medical center. Our doctors advance research and train future generations of healthcare experts.
All while offering the latest in injury prevention, treatment, and performance improvement for athletes, for everyone.
When it comes to UConn athletics, our physicians are their physicians and should be your physicians too.
Make their doctors your doctors.
UConn Health. Learn more at health.uconn.edu.
The exclusive home of the Huskies. This is the UConn Sports Network from Learfield.
Comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost. I had snapped. I had a gun and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still a life to live for the better of myself, my family. My weapon is now safely put away.
A moment of crisis can happen to anyone. Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
You say you'd never give in to a meltdown and never fill your feed with kid photos. You say you'd never put a pacifier in your mouth to clean it and never let them run wild through the grocery store. So when you say you'd never let them get into a car without you there, know it can happen. 1 in 4 hot car deaths happen when a kid gets into an unlocked car and can't get out. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Tune to SiriusXM College Sports Radio for comprehensive coverage of college basketball. Channel 84 in the car, on the new SiriusXM app. SiriusXM, home of your favorite team and conference, including live games, interviews, analysis. Cheer along with your favorites with the SiriusXM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. Get a free trial at SiriusXM.com/College Sports Radio 2025.
Huskies on top 21-16, shooting 53%. Oklahoma got off to the slow shooting start, 43%. Huskies losing in the semifinals of the Big East to Creighton, but Captain Alex Caravan says they don't feel pressure here in the NCAAs.
I don't think there's any pressure whatsoever. You know, having done what we've done the last 2 years, heading into this year, there's no pressure. I mean, this is a completely different team. We've been on a completely different journey, and we just want to wear the jersey with honor and pride. And if we do that, you know, anything could happen when you play at UConn.
Caravan 1 for 3 from the floor. The 2 misses, both three-pointers, but UConn 3 of 8 from 3, including that ball three-pointer a moment ago, while Oklahoma 2 for 7 from three-point range.
Well, earlier today, an upset, a 5th-seeded Memphis team that beat UConn in overtime out in Maui, lost to Colorado State, the 12th seed, 78-70. That's in this region, the West region, first round. As Jeremiah Fears will inbound the ball right next to the UConn bench. And he gets into the fourth side. Now he spins to his right. They go alley-oop, and they stolen by McNeely. Fears got it back. They work the perimeter, and here come the Sooners. Forsythe try to get a 3 off. He kicks it to Gordine, who drives inside on McNeely. Missed the shot. Rebounded by Diarra. Good D by Liam. Almost drew an offensive foul. Quickly to the front court left. It's Mahaney. Mahaney fires right to Diarra, who's back in. Jalen Stewart, Samson Johnson, McNeely. Here's McNeely on the left wing. Hands off to Diarra. Diarra outside the arc. 10 to shoot. Back to McNeely. Jabs with his right foot. Gets a screen from Samson Johnson. Tries to attack inside. Back to Diarra. Now they're down to 4. They're down to 3. Haas drives. Fade away. No good. Back rim. And batted around by Samson Johnson. Oh, and Diarra got hit hard in midair and fouled and got knocked down. And he is shaken up. A foul is called on Oklahoma.
That missed jumper that he took came right back to him. Forsythe picks up his first foul. Dayton Forsythe, a freshman guard. 7 different players have scored for the Huskies already, and Mahaney made an immediate impact as he had a 3-pointer on an offensive rebound for the Huskies. He's been getting more minutes and more production the last 3 games before this.
And Kobe Elvis comes in for Oklahoma. He's a grad guard from Brampton, Ontario. 6'1", 180, averages 8 points a game. Liam McNeil will inbound the ball to our left here in Raleigh.
McNeely's been very active moving without the ball early on.
All right, they look to get it in. They're having their troubles, and it's batted loose again, but Mahaney comes up with it. McNeely in the corner for 3, no good. And they say the ball went over the backboard, and it'll be out of play, and that will give the ball to Oklahoma. 21-16 UConn with the 9 minutes to go here in the first. Mike Crispino, Wayne Norman, John Ashmead courtside at Lenovo Center, home of the Carolina Hurricanes. Here is Oklahoma front court right, and it's Kobe Elvis picked up by Samson Johnson on a switch. Elvis fired in the left corner to Forsythe. Tries to drive by Mahaney, in trouble, and a foul is called on Mahaney. So they attack Mahaney at every opportunity, Oklahoma. And that is the 3rd team foul on UConn. There have been 4 on Oklahoma so far.
First foul on Mahaney. I thought he actually jumped into Mahaney that time, but I don't have a whistle.
And Forsythe is going to get free throws, so they're saying it was a shooting foul. And Forsythe will go to the line, and he'll shoot 2. He's from Dale, Oklahoma.
He doesn't miss. 91% on the season. SEC games, 96%.
He came in 38 of 42 before making that last one. He averages 4 points a ball game. Porter Moser put him in early, and he scored a couple points on the line. 21-18, UConn by 3.
He's now made 13 straight.
All right, here's McNeely against full court pressure, and he'll dribble across the timeline right to left. Bryson Gordine picks him up. Gives it to Diarra, back to McNeely. McNeely into the paint, backs away on the right side. Skips it out front to Mahaney. Diarra, left wing. Diarra starts to his right. Kicks in the far corner. Mahaney for 3, and that one no good. Back rim, batted around. Here comes Oklahoma off the rebound. Elvis pulls up at the right wing, guarded by McNeely. Solo ball is going to check back in. Elvis starts left, crossover behind his back, keeps the dribble, dumps down low to Uji, who spins on McNeely, and he puts a shot up, but he traveled with a good D by McNeely that time. He stood his ground down low against a big man who stood 6'10" and forced the turnover.
3 turnovers on Oklahoma in the game. They had one on their very first possession. They averaged 12 a game.
Well, Caravan back in, Stewart out, Mahaney out, Diarra, Ball, Johnson, McNeely. So starting lineup back in. Here's Ball on the inbound, and he'll take it across the timeline. Solo up the right sideline at the hash. Out front to Johnson, and a handoff to Diarra. Starts to his right. All the way to the basket. He got hit. He put it up, and it didn't go in, but he got the foul call. So Hassan Diarra being more aggressive going to the basket so far. Will go to the line to shoot 2 after the timeout, the media timeout under 8 minutes. UConn by 3, 21-18. UConn basketball presented in part by Orthopedic Associates of Hartford. Get back on the field or just back into life with confidence. Make your move at oahct.com. We post 10 seconds. Station ID, you're listening to UConn men's basketball in the NCAA tournament on Learfield, presented by Brown Payne, Darris, and Scott.
Is your retirement game plan a well-executed play or a Hail Mary pass? Hi, I'm Jake Dozer, Certified Financial Planner. At Johnson Brunetti, we've helped over 5,000 families prepare for and live in retirement. And now we're proud to be the official wealth management sponsor of the UConn Huskies. Visit us at johnsonbrunetti.com and get free financial planning books and resources. Johnson Brunetti, Retirement and Investment Specialists.
Johnson Brunetti is a marketing name for the businesses of JB Capital and JN Financial. Investment advisory services offered through JB Capital, LLC. Insurance products offered through JN Financial, LLC.
Planning a move? Let Lippincott Van Lines, the official mover of the Yukon Huskies, take the worry and stress out of your relocation. Whether you're moving across the country, across the world, or just across the street, Lippincott Van Lines will handle your packing, moving, and storage needs with the care and quality they deserve. If the Yukon Huskies football team can trust Lippincott to get their gear to the field on time, you can trust them to get your items where they need to be. Call Lippincott Van Lines today for a free estimate at 800-245-8563.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network, now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
The Huskies live here. You're listening to play-by-play coverage of Yukon men's basketball, presented by Kei Bank.
Big East champ Yukon women make their NCAA debut tomorrow afternoon. They host Arkansas State at Gamble. Radio coverage with Bob Joyce, Deb Fisk at 12:30 here along the Yukon Sports Network, the Varsity Network app, and the VarsityNetwork.com. Win a good start by Yukon, 11 points in the first 4 minutes. But only 10 in the next about 8 minutes.
Yeah, they jumped out to an 11-2 lead. They shot really well, hitting 4 of their first 5 shots, while Oklahoma missed its first 5 shots. But now Oklahoma is starting to find the reins. They've come back very slowly. At one point, they had come back within 2 at 18-16 after a Taylor 3. Huskies with a 3-point lead right now. Meanwhile, the Yukon Ice Bus playing for the Hockey East Championship. 6 minutes to go at TD Garden in Boston. They trail Maine 4-1 in that championship game. Maine, which had a double overtime semifinal win last night, got out to a 3-0 lead today. Huskies scored a goal, and then Maine answered back. So 4-1 now with about 6 minutes to go in that Hockey East championship game. Meanwhile, we're here in Raleigh, North Carolina, back in 1964 when Dom Perno stole the ball from Bill Bradley. It was at the Reynolds Center at North Carolina State here in Raleigh. That was in the NCAA Sweet 16. They went on to the Elite 8 for the first time the next night, 22 hours later, and they got lit up by Duke, 101-54. But they had a great run along the way. Butch Van Bredikoff was the head coach of Duke at that time.
Hassan Diarra makes the first free throw. And Haas on the season has not gone to the line all that much. That was his 79th attempt. He shoots over 83%.
One funny thing about that 1964 game, UConn and Princeton came down to Raleigh on the same plane, a commercial flight to Raleigh.
Now 2 free throws by Diarra, and UConn's lead is 5, 23-18. UConn puts up a little three-quarter pressure. Jeremiah Fears, their freshman guard, across the timeline left to right, gives it up to Bryson Goodine. And here is Kobe Elvis on the left wing. A long three is partially blocked by Caravan in the left corner. That came from Goodine. And here's McNeely at the end of the break. He bounces one, a three-pointer off the backboard, and a foul is called on Hassan Diarra for reaching in. So UConn now from 3 for 11, while Oklahoma's 2 of 8.
Last 3 shots for UConn have been missed three-pointers, and they've missed their last 5 three-point attempts.
Now, UConn's got to be patient with this team. Can't settle.
First foul on Diarra.
Fears, left to right. High post handoff to Wajee. Wajee now faces up, guarded by Samson Johnson. And hands it off back to Fears. Got Caravan on a switch and a whistle away from the ball. A whistle away from the ball, and I believe it might be on McNeely.
I think one key matchup that's been happening here is you got the leading scorer for Oklahoma and the leading rebounder in SEC games in 6'7" Jalen Moore. Alex Caravan's been defending him, and Caravan got an early foul. Moore, a really tough matchup. He goes inside, he goes outside, and Caravan still got that one foul.
Oklahoma inbound the ball. They get it in the corner. Goodine lost it. And it's picked up by Ball, who dribbles across the timeline right to left and hands over to Diarra.
The earlier foul was on Johnson.
All right, Sampson, top of the three-point arc, looking to hand it off and gets it back to Diarra, who spins to his right, back to his left behind the screen of Johnson. Hassan kick out to McNeely. Still 10 to shoot. McNeely backs away. Guarded there by Godwin. Now he starts to his right. Tough shot by McNeely, no good. And rebounded by Oklahoma. Samson Johnson fell down. And they have 5-on-4 if they hurry. And they pound it down low to G, who missed the shot. It's loose, and UConn cannot come up with it. And it's going to be Oklahoma basketball to our right, across from the UConn bench. Terrace Reed comes back in here. Samson Johnson comes back out. And in for Oklahoma's Luke Northweather, pardon me.
Each of the bigs for UConn, Samson Johnson, Terrace Reed Jr., have one foul.
So it'll be Fears inbound to our right on the baseline, trying to get it in there. He does get it into Elvis, and Elvis drives to the basket over Reed. He missed the shot. A good D by Reed, a good recovery, and Caravan rebounds it. Caravan front court left quickly. Left-hand dribble gives to Ball. Ball now, 6:10 to go in the first. As Terrace Reed got thrown down by Glenn Taylor. He was trying to get position, get an angle for a post-up, and Glenn Taylor just threw him down on the ground. When a big guy like that hits the ground, the floor kind of rumbles, and Kip Kissinger, the official, made the call.
Taylor, the former St. John's player, played there 1 year, played 2 games against UConn, averaged 4 points and 2 rebounds. He's 6'6", and he's going against 6'10", Terrace Reed, who we learned yesterday is a accomplished saxophone player.
Here's McNeely. He gets it into Caravan in the corner. Ball for 3. In and out. Batted around. And rebounded by Taylor. Hands to Fears. Fears sprints to the front court. Tries to blow by DR, and he does. And he lays and missed it. Oh, he missed it. He beat DR off the dribble, but missed the layup left-handed on the offhand. DR quickly back to the left side. They get it to Reed. Reed lays it in. Nice entry pass. The dime of the game. Brought to you by Dime Bank. Community banking lives here. UConn by 7, 25-18 is DR with a quick hitter to Reed. Here's Fears into the paint. Lost the ball, and a foul is called on Diarra. I think Fears was out of control. That'll be the second on Hassan. He pretty much was out of control.
He's such an important player for UConn, but he's had 2 fouls in the first half, now in 5 of the last 8 games, and that's a guy UConn has got to keep on the floor.
And so it'll be Fears to inbound the ball to our right. That is the 6th-team foul. Both teams with 6 fouls, so the next one will be bonus time. Fears looking to inbound the ball, and he finally gets it into Elvis in the near corner, guarded by Ball. He backs away from Solo. Left-hand dribble, starts to his left, picked up by Reed on a switch. Now they fire on the baseline. Northweather lost it, and he stepped on the baseline. Good defense by Ball against the bigger man, forced the turnover, number 5 by Oklahoma.
Meanwhile, at the other end, UConn has totally gotten away from getting the ball in the paint until that layup by Reed. Their prior 5 shots were all missed 3-pointers.
Well, they get it into Mahaney. Mahaney guarded by Taylor on a 1-3-1 zone press. Gets into the paint. Mahaney gives it up on a bounce. Back to Ball on the left sideline. Ball starts right with a right-hand dribble and a handoff weave to McNeely. McNeely fires out front to Mahaney. High post handoff Reed. Reed faces up, puts it on the floor. Power move inside and lost it off his right leg. And a turnover.
He's shown he can do that, dribbling from 15 feet out, attacking the rim. That time going down the right side of the lane, but just had UConn's 3rd turnover.
Yeah, you want to be aggressive, but you got to be in control. Diarra on the bench with 2 fouls. Here's Fears, guarded by Mahaney, spins by him, attacks Reed, and missed the layup. The ball knocked out of bounds by McNeely. He and Caravan were right there, and both of them got a hand on it but couldn't control it. Jalen Stewart comes in for McNeely.
They are 4 for 10 on layups now. Last couple minutes, there's been several of them, as they're shooting now 6 of 20 from the floor, 30%. They've missed 6 straight shots.
Dayton Forsythe comes back in, the freshman guard. They get the ball in to Duke Miles, and he drives by Ball and lays it in on the baseline. Nice play by Duke Miles, a redshirt senior, 6'2" guard. 25-20 UConn, 4:40 to go in the first. This is Mahaney outside the arc. On the left wing, picks up his dribble, gives to Ball on the left sideline. Solo on a bounce pass, down low to Reed, who spins inside. Power move, and he hit it. Oh, Terrace Reed, T-Rex, going to work. And UConn regains that 7-point lead. Going to be a full timeout with 4:20 left here in the first half. UConn basketball brought to you by Connecticut Lottery. Play the limited edition UConn Championship scratch ticket today. Overall odds 1 in 3.54. Must be 18 or older. Problem gambling helpline. Call 888-789-7777. You're listening to UConn men's basketball on Learfield, presented by Brown, Penderas, and Scott.
Hi, this is Nick Kaplanson from Dime Bank. To win a championship, it takes more than just good players and coaches. It takes a whole community dedicated to the same goal. The same is true when it comes to banking. A successful banking relationship is built from a community fully dedicated to meeting the banking needs of its customers. If you're ready to experience a better approach to banking, come join our community at Dime. It's your bank, your choice, your Dime.
Dime Bank. Community banking lives here. Member FDIC.
Heard from Bridgeport to Willimantic. This is the UConn Sports Network from Learfield.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Laura Valentino's UConn softball team hosting the Pirates of Seton Hall for a weekend series. Game 2 tomorrow, 2 o'clock. Game 3 Sunday, 1 o'clock at the Connecticut Softball Complex. If you haven't been there, you got to check it out. It's pretty nice. Go to UConnHuskies.com for game and ticket information.
27-20, UConn leads with 4:20 to go in the first half of this NCAA first-round game. Hassan Diarra went to the bench with 2 personal fouls. And since that time, UConn and Oklahoma have gone 2-2. Diarra talked about how the game changes when you leave the Big East.
I agree with Coach. And the Big East is very physical. Teams like to blow up a lot of our actions, make us play a slow-down game. When you get outside of the Big East, it's more up and down, more freedom, a lot of transition. And I think that's beneficial for us.
So Hassan Diarra, who's got 2 rings. Last year was the 6th man of the year in the Big East. Helped the Huskies win a championship in Phoenix. Here's Jeremiah Fears for Oklahoma. Spinning to his right, attacking Reed. All the way to the basket. Reed got a piece on the block. Forsythe's 3 from the far corner. No good, rebounded by Ball. And he gives to Mahaney. And Mahaney front court to our left. Guarded by Forsythe. Starts to his right, gives it up to Jalen Stewart, who just came in at the hash. Stewart up front to Caravan, down low to Reed. Reed spins in traffic, kicks it back out to Stewart. They work out front to Caravan, who spins in traffic. Caravan ducks down low, and he traveled with it. He tried to work his way to the basket, left and then right, and shuffled his feet, and that gets us to the next timeout here in Raleigh. UConn with 3:45 to go in the first, leading 27-20 over Oklahoma. You're listening to UConn men's basketball in Learfield, presented by Brown, Penderas, and Scott.
UConn fans, when it comes to sports injuries, do you know where the Huskies go?
UConn Health, Connecticut's public academic medical center. Our doctors advance research and train future generations of healthcare experts.
All while offering the latest in injury prevention, treatment, and performance improvement for athletes, for everyone.
When it comes to UConn athletics, our physicians are their physicians and should be your physicians too.
Make their doctors your doctors.
UConn Health, Learn more at health.yukon.edu.
Husky fans, you know what it takes to win, and so do we. Channel 3 Eyewitness News has the drive and dedication to get you morning ready. Breaking news, we're in it to win it with your reporters live in your town all morning long.
Your reporter in West Hartford. Your reporter in stores.
And when you need to make a fast break out the door, we deliver first alert weather and traffic every 10 minutes so you never have to wait. The Huskies in Channel 3 Eyewitness News this morning. 2 MVP lineups always there for you.
The UConn Huskies are on the air. You're listening to UConn Men's Basketball, presented by Kei Bank. Now back to our broadcast location.
Welcome back to Raleigh, North Carolina. First round of the West region. UConn taking on Oklahoma. It's the 8 versus the 9. UConn leading 27-20. Mike Crispino, Wayne Norman, and John Ashmead, our engineer, courtside. Great view of everything. And Huskies, pretty good start, Wayne, 11 for 25. We were talking about this earlier today, and you mentioned it. They've been behind a lot, UConn, in the last second half of the season, trailing at halftime, having to climb the mountain. Not so far tonight.
Yeah, and they got up to the really good start in this game, so that kind of put that to rest for a little while. It was 11-2 at one point, but they have trailed at halftime 8 of the last 11 games. So I think one of the keys of this game was don't have one of those awful first halves like the first half they had against Creighton last game in the Big East Tournament semifinals, when defensively they allowed Creighton to shoot 75%. I went back 20 years of my records. I couldn't find a single opponent that shot that well. Ironically, though, 2 of the top 3 were this year. Xavier shot 70% of the first half in Hartford, and again that UConn won in overtime. And the other one on that list was the second highest. St. John shot 71% in the first half in 2011, the year Kemba's team won the national championship. So that just shows how unusual what happened in the first half was that Creighton did. But one thing UConn has done well, and one reason they've been able to maintain the lead that was cut to 2 for a while, after that really good start by the freshman point guard Fears, who got 9 points and really accelerated the pace, he has not scored a field goal now in the last 7 minutes. Other guys have stepped up, but at least UConn has taken him at least out of the equation for now. He's 3 for 6 from the line, made a 3. Make that 3 for 6 from the floor and 2 for 2 from the line. He's got also a team-high 3 rebounds.
Meanwhile, Samson Johnson on the bench right now. He's got a wrap around his back. A little soreness there. Hopefully he's okay.
He had those back spasms in the regular season finale.
Here's a drive and a layup left-handed. No good as they attack Caravan. Jalen Moore missed the shot, rebounded by Reed. Mahaney to our left. Between the rings, guarded by Fears. Starts to his right. He's at the hash. Now he's looking down low. He starts back to his left. Kicks it over to Ball. Off a screen. Ball's 3 is good. Solo delivers a triple, and UConn has a 10-point lead. First double-digit lead of the ball game with 3:10 to go in the first. Here's Fears attacking Reed. Puts up the shot, and he's fouled. Who's it on? It might be on Jalen Stewart. Let's see. Oh, it's on number 5, and that's Terrace Reed. I think Jalen Stewart, they were both right there, and Dan Hurley's got a smile.
So that's 2 fouls on Reed, 1 on Johnson, who seems to have some back spasms right now. So that's a key part of the game, too, after UConn scores 5 straight.
You know what, though, against this team, as the free throw by Fears is good, you might be able to get away with Jalen Stewart playing against their bigs, because they are not a big team. Johnson comes back in.
And they don't rebound that well. Right now, it's UConn 17-13 on the glass.
Reed leaves with 8 points, 4 rebounds. Fears got the second one to roll in off the right side of the rim, and it dropped home as Caravan gets it into Ball. UConn lead 30-22. Is Mahaney across the timeline, right to left on the right sideline, up front to Sampson. Little scoop pass to Ball, and Ball stolen. And on a run out, oh, wait a minute. An elbow was thrown by Bryson Goodine. And I'll tell you what, if I am Solo Ball, I am not happy about it. There was no call. Goodine elbowed him on the drive in. The official did not catch it.
Solo Ball got called for the foul. It's his first foul.
McNeely returns. And
Goodine playing 1 year at Syracuse, played 2 years at Providence and 2 years at Fairfield. Earlier this year against Texas A&M, he had a 9 for 11 3-point shooting game.
One front end he misses. Wayne, I just counted what you said. It's his 6th year playing college basketball.
Well, your math is spot on.
I know. There's too many 6-year players. I'm telling you, they got to stop. Here's McNeely on the left wing. Hand off to Johnson, front court left. Huskies working ball. Spins off that, gives to McNeely. He weaves right. McNeely to the basket, floated up, in and out. Rebounded by Oklahoma. Fear sprints to the front court. And whoa, Ball with an awesome block. And let's see. Oh, they call a foul on him. Man, was he up there to block the shot of Jalen Moore.
So all of a sudden, he's got 2 fouls now. So Reed, Ball, each have 2 fouls. And again, they accelerated pace, getting the ball down the floor. And they would have more fast break points if they could finish off a couple of layups. This one, of course, doesn't count. The fast break points right now officially are 4-0, but it seems like more than that.
It really does. Moore's free throws up and good. I tell you, solo ball was up almost to the top of the backboard, and I'm not exaggerating. John Ashmade, our engineer, will vouch for me. I have not seen him jump that high, ever.
I'll vouch for you as well.
All right, and the 2 free throws are good by Jalen Moore. Full court pressure. McNeely gets it into Caravan. They turn it over. Oh, Johnson saved it, though. And he gives it to Mahaney, and they escape. Mahaney in the front court to our left, guarded by Forsythe. Spins to his right. Mahaney on a bounce out front to Caravan. Johnson at the high post left. Sampson puts it on the floor, scoops to Mahaney. Mahaney into the paint, the floater no good. Oh, and Mahaney goes down hard, and he is hurt. And I don't know what we have. They say it's going to be UConn ball. Oh, Mahaney is in a heap. He landed right on his back from about, I'd say, 8 feet up. He's being helped up by McNeely right now.
He took the initial shot. It was way off to the left of the hoop.
Yeah, he went for the rebound. Oh, he got elbowed in the face. He got elbowed by Jalen Moore in midair and ended up on his back, and there was no whistle. And Mahaney is going to give way to Caravan to inbound the ball.
Well, one reason that's so important is you've already got DR on the bench with 2 fouls. You need Mahaney on the floor now, and he's there.
They inbound to McNeely out in the back court. Starts to his right, being hounded by Goodine. Almost takes it away from him.
Mahaney's limping.
And Goodine is fouling him left and right. Here's McNeely. Fires it right to Mahaney. Back to McNeely for 3. No good. And rebounded by Samson Johnson, and he is fouled. So Oklahoma trying to bully the Huskies a little bit here, getting real physical. That time it cost them, and that's their 7th team foul. It's going to put Sampson on the line to shoot 1-1.
And Sampson, who had struggled early in his career from the line, has been quite good of late. 22 of his last 27 in 16 games. It's amazing how he turned that around. But you could really see off the ball that Mahaney was limping on that inbounds play. And UConn again inbounded that ball to the back court. They've done that more in this first half than all year.
Johnson made the first free throw. That's a big one. 31-24 UConn.
Foul was on Goodine. That's his first. Mr. 6 year.
I lost count. You're reading so many schools. I didn't know where he was.
He was really good at Fairfield. I was talking to my former UConn partner, Bob Huster, about him. Bob's been broadcasting Fairfield basketball and told me how well he played for the Stags.
Yeah, Sampson makes both of them. So UConn as a team made all 4 of theirs, while Oklahoma's going to the line 9 times, made 8. UConn lead is 8, and we have a minute and a half to go in the first half. Here's Fears, wants to go left. The cutter is with G, and he's fouled by Stewart. So it's going to be more free throws. And now there's going to be 2 free throws for Wajee. He has gone 31 of 46 on the season, so not quite like his teammates. As both these teams are excellent free throw shooting teams, over 79%.
Wajee is 6'10 grad forward / center who was with Alabama, who UConn beat in the national semifinals in the Final Four last year, but did not play. He had a foot a stress fracture in his foot that kept getting worse during the season, so he sat that game out.
All right, the free throw's good. You got to write a book about all the transfers and how many schools they've been to and where they've played and how many times UConn's played them again in different schools. You need to write a book on it.
I already wrote a book. I'm not writing another one, Mike. That was hard enough.
I'm just hoping.
But fun.
Yeah, right. All right, with G, second free throw.
In fact, there's a whole chapter in there about Perno stole the ball. That was here in Raleigh.
And a free throw missed, rebounded by Stewart. 1 of 2 by Wajee, 32-25 UConn, a minute 18 to go. First half, Mahaney to the front court. Seems to be okay after the hard fall he took. Gives to Karaban out front. Mahaney spins to his left. Fires it right to Samson Johnson. They're not guarding him at all. They get it to McNeely behind the screen of Johnson. He backs away with under 10 to go. Gives to Karaban on the right sideline. Karaban backs away from the defense. Now McNeely has it. He's got to put it on the floor. He goes to the basket, puts it up left-handed. Rebounded by Samson Johnson. And it's a shot clock violation.
You can really see the effect of not having Hassan Diarra on the floor. It's not just the fact the Huskies have missed their last 4 shots now, but they've also had 3 turnovers since he went to the bench. And the shot clock went off because that wild shot by McNeely went off the backboard, never caught iron.
All right, here's Goodine attacking inside, dumps it down low to Wajee, lost it, regained it, dribbles along the baseline. He gives it up to Fears. Fears fires left. Jump shot in the corner, in and out. Rebounded by Johnson and a heap of people, and a foul is called on UConn. I think it's going to be on McNeely. That would be his first. That's too bad because UConn did really battle and were able to get the defensive rebound.
So rebounding now 16-11 in favor of UConn. Huskies have 7 offensive rebounds and 7 second-chance points. That'll be the 3rd offensive rebound for Oklahoma, which has 5 second-chance points.
The timeout's been called. UConn with the lead, 32-25. Elsewhere, Illinois leading by 1 over Xavier as they play in the first round. Xavier earned their way into the tournament with a win.
And the UConn men's ice hockey team lost 5-2 today in the Hockey East Championship game to Maine. Of course, they're on the way to the NCAA tournament, but the second time in about 5 years they've lost the Hockey East Tournament championship game.
UConn with 8 points by Terrace Reed. He's on the bench with 2 fouls. 6 for Solo Ball. He's on the bench with 2 fouls. Hassan Diarra with 4 points, 3 assists. He's on the bench with 2 fouls. So UConn foul issues have been plaguing them many of the games they played this year. They got 11 team fouls to just 7 by Oklahoma at this point.
But their defense has been really good. Oklahoma shooting 29%. Sooners have missed 9 of their last 10 shots. They haven't had a field goal in the last 4-18. Huskies, meanwhile, made 3 in a row to build that lead up to 10, and now they've missed their last 4. So both teams have gone cold here in the last couple of minutes.
It'll be Wajee on the line.
He went 1 for 2 a moment ago.
He's a big 6'10 guy. Doesn't average much, 4 points. The ball game, 3 rebounds. And he's got 1 point from the free throw line.
I mentioned he was at Alabama last year when they lost to UConn in the Final Four. He came to Alabama from West Virginia. It's more from my book on transfers.
I can't wait to read it. He makes the first free throw.
It's an audio book.
Boy, I enjoyed the interview with Porter Morsher in the first in the pregame.
What a nice
with you
guy,
and the coach.
The head coach of Oklahoma is.
Wajee misses the second one, so he's 2 for 4 on the night.
And
UConn leaves 6.
One thing he talked about was rebounding and how concerned he was about Terrace Reed.
Now here's McNeely as they beat the pressure. And now they're going with zone with 15 seconds left in the half. Is McNeely, or pardon me, Mahaney has it out near the timeline. Starts to his left, the screen by Johnson to the basket. They go alley-oop to Stewart, and it's broken up. Karaban gets it at the buzzer and throws it up and misses. Oh my goodness, UConn. I thought Mahaney was going to go right to the rim, but he tried to alley-oop it, and it didn't work. It wasn't a great pass. And UConn goes to the locker room up by 6, 32-26. No field goals by the Huskies in the last 5 attempts. Oklahoma one of their last 10, and UConn leads by 6. Andrew Ellison's with us back in the studio, so stay with us. The KeyBank halftime report coming up. presented by Brown Penderas and Scott. This is UConn basketball from Learfield.
Connecticut Business Systems, a Xerox company, is a proud sponsor of the UConn Huskies. We're Connecticut's largest provider of leading Xerox office technology, workflow automation, managed print services, software solutions, and audio-visual technology. We operate locally to offer you superior service and support, combined with the most advanced technology available in the industry. Our sales professionals make it their business to understand yours. So please contact us today for a free office technology assessment. Visit us at cbs-gisx.com or call toll-free at 1-800-842-0009.
Is your retirement game plan a well-executed play or a Hail Mary pass? Hi, I'm Jake Dozer, Certified Financial Planner. At Johnson Brunetti, we've helped over 5,000 families prepare for and live in retirement. And now we're proud to be the official wealth management sponsor of the UConn Huskies. Visit us at johnsonbrunetti.com and get free financial planning books and resources. Johnson Brunetti, Retirement and Investment Specialists.
Johnson Brunetti is a marketing name for the businesses of JB Capital and JN Financial. Investment advisory services offered through JB Capital, LLC. Insurance products offered through JN Financial, LLC.
Husky fans, you know what it takes to win, and so do we. Channel 3 Eyewitness News has the drive and dedication to get you morning ready. Breaking news, we're in it to win it with your reporters live in your town all morning long.
Your reporter in West Hartford, your reporter in stores.
And when you need to make a fast break out the door, we deliver first alert weather and traffic every 10 minutes so you never have to wait. The Huskies in Channel 3 Eyewitness News this morning. 2 MVP lineups always there for you.
Are you traveling out of Bradley Airport and need a safe, reliable place to park your car? Trust your vehicle to Laz Fly Off-Airport Parking, located on Route 75 in Windsor Locks. They have both valet and self-park options to fit any budget. Laz Fly is open 24 hours a day and will get you to the airport on time, every time. Join their loyalty program to earn points for free parking, and be sure to ask about their corporate discounts. Save 20% by pre-booking online at lazfly.com. Laz Fly is the official parking company and a proud supporter of UConn Athletics.
Minutes are in the books. This is the Kei Bank Halftime Report. Kei Bank is the exclusive retail bank of UConn men's basketball. Coming up, we'll recap the first half and check scores from across the country. Now, let's go to the Learfield Network studios.
Well, welcome back inside the Learfield Network studios. Andrew Allison getting you a look at the out-of-town scoreboard as it's halftime in our game. The 8-seed UConn leading the 9-seed Oklahoma 32-26 at the break in the West Region first round. Let's take a look at what else is going on and happened today in the tournament. 4:37 left in the Midwest Region 6-11 game. Illinois with a close one with the 11-seed Xavier 35-30. The Fighting Illini have the lead there. 11:04 left in the first in the South Region 2-15 game. Michigan State with just a 2-point lead over the 15-seed Bryant 14-12. And then 15:54 left in the first in the East Region 5-12. It is Oregon out to an early sizable lead over the 12-seed Liberty 13-2. Finals from earlier today. The top seed in the East Region, Duke, easily dispatched Mount St. Mary's 93-49. The top seed in the West Region, Florida, took down the number 16 seed Norfolk State on the same court as we're playing right now, 95-69. Florida gets the win. 2-seed Alabama in the East Region with a 90-81 win over 15-seed Robert Morris. Mark Sears, 22 points, 10 assists for Alabama. In the South Region, 3 versus 14-seed Iowa State with a nice big win over Lipscomb, 82-55. Midwest Region, 3-14 game. Kentucky uses the big second half to pull away from the 14-seed Troy, 76-57. While in the West Region, it was really no issue for the 4-seed Maryland, dispatching 13-seed Grand Canyon 81-44. East Region, 4-13 Arizona versus Akron, and this one was all Wildcats from start to finish. 93-65, Arizona gets the win. The big upset of the day, the 12-seed Colorado State takes down the 5-seed Memphis in the West Region, 78-70. The Rams get the win in that one. 6-seed Ole Miss takes down the 11-seed North Carolina in the South Region, 71-64. While in the 7-10 game of the East Region, St. Mary's gets the close win over Vanderbilt 59-56. In the 10-7 matchup of the South region, it was the 10-seed New Mexico defeating 7-seed Marquette 75-66, so a Big East team fell there. And in the other game, the 9-8 in the East region, it was Baylor with a 75-72 win over Mississippi State. That's your look at today's action. Let's go ahead and throw it to Mike, who earlier was talking with Alex Caravan.
Does this ever get old?
No, never. It's always exciting. New team, so it's always exciting. It's always a new journey. And, March Madness is the best tournament in the world, so it's just exciting to be here again.
And it looks like no one's paying attention to you as a team. They're like, who are those guys? They're 8th, even though you're the defending champs. Can that work in your favor?
Yeah. I think it always works in our favor. I think when we're the underdogs, I think we perform better, and we just have a chip on our shoulder, which is exactly what we need. So we definitely feel the chip on our shoulder, and we're just excited to go out there on Friday. But there's no pressure whatsoever on us.
And the SEC, a lot of talk about them, 14 teams. Big East has won a couple games already. Do you play for the pride of UConn, obviously, yourself, in the conference?
Absolutely. Obviously, priority number one is UConn, and we always want to represent our university proudly and the program proudly. But, yeah, we want to represent the Big East. We only had 5 teams make it to the March Madness run, and we root for them unless we got to play them. So we want to represent this conference proudly and just show everyone else how great of a conference we are, and that more people should talk about the Big East.
Yeah. One final thing. Statistically, what's going to be the big number tomorrow? If you win, what do you got to do well?
We got to defend and we got to rebound. If we do those two things at a high level, then, I think we're a really, really good team and a hard team to beat if we do that.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Good luck. Thanks.
Thank you.
That was Mike with Alex Caravan prior to today's game. At the break, UConn leading Oklahoma 32-26. We'll take a break, come back, get you more scores after this on the UConn Sports Network from Learfield, presented by Brown, Panderas, and Scott.
UConn fans, when it comes to sports injuries, do you know where the Huskies go?
UConn Health, Connecticut's public academic medical center. Our doctors advance research and train future generations of healthcare experts.
All while offering the latest in injury prevention, treatment, and performance improvement for athletes, for everyone.
When it comes to UConn athletics, our physicians are their physicians and should be your physicians too.
Make their doctors your doctors.
UConn Health. Learn more at health.uconn.edu.
Planning a move? Let Lippincott Van Lines, the official mover of the UConn Huskies, take the worry and stress out of your relocation. Whether you're moving across the country, across the world, or just across the street, Lippincott Van Lines will handle your packing, moving, and storage needs with the care and quality they deserve. If the UConn Huskies football team can trust Lippincott to get their gear to the field on time, you can trust them to get your items where they need to be. Call Lippincott Van Lines today for a free estimate at 800-245-8563.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletics season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network, now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
Andrew Allison back inside the network studios as UConn leads Oklahoma 32-26 at the break in our game. Before we get you back into some NCAA tournament scores, we're going to get you more at UConn athletic scores. Softball team defeated Seton Hall 7-0 today at home in a one-hit effort by the Huskies. The baseball Huskies defeated UNC Greensboro 3-1 earlier today, and the Ice Bus unfortunately fell in the Hockey East championship game versus Maine 5-2. All right, hopping back into some NCAA athletic scores from yesterday. Top-ranked Houston, no issues with SIUE Edwardsville in the Midwest region, 78-40. Same thing with the top seed Auburn in the South region, 83-63 winners over 16 seed Alabama State. While the 2 seed in the Midwest region, Tennessee, had a little bit of a scare but was able to defeat Wofford 77-62. Second seed St. John's, 83. 15 seed Omaha, 53 from the West region. Third seed Wisconsin used a big second half to pull away from 14 seed Montana in the East region, 85-66, while the 3 seed Texas Tech gets a 10-point win over 14 seed UNC Wilmington, 82-72. That comes from the West region. In the Midwest, it was the 4 seed Purdue. Again, a little bit of a scare, but able to defeat 13 seed High Point, 75-63, while 4 seed Texas A&M survives Yale, 80-71. And then the first real big upset of the tournament in the Midwest region, 5 seed Clemson, 12 seed McNeese. This one came down to the wire.
Loose, scrum, Hunter, drive, lays it in at the buzzer. It's not enough. McNeese with the upset. Let the March Madness begin. The Cowboys with their first ever NCAA tournament win. A 12 seed is moving on. 69-67. McNeese upsets Clemson.
That was the final score, and that was Chris Carino on the Westward One NCAA Radio Network as McNeese gets the win. Another 5-12 matchup. This one was close, but it was 5th seeded Michigan getting a 68-65 win over UC San Diego. 6 seed BYU defeats 11 seed VCU 80-71, while the 11 seed Drake takes down 6 seeded Missouri 67-57. 10 seed Arkansas 79, 7 seed Kansas 72. And another 7-10 game, it was UCLA with the dominating win over the 10 seed Utah State 72-47. 9-8 game versus Creighton and Louisville. The Blue Jays ran away with that one 89-75. And then the other 8-9 game, Gonzaga runs away from Georgia 89-68. One other note, George Foreman has passed away at the age of 76, the 2-time world heavyweight champion and Olympic gold medalist, again, passed away at the age of 76. That'll do it for your look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Once again, Mike Crispino sat down this time with Liam McNeely before today's game.
First chance to play in one of these things. What do you feel like you're going to experience?
I mean, I'm just so blessed to be here. I mean, I've dreamed about this since I was a little kid. Like, I've watched this every single year, made a bracket every single year. Like, this is my favorite sporting event ever.
Hey, the Big East has won a couple games already, Xavier. Creighton took care of business. And you play a little bit for the pride of the conference as well as your own team?
Oh, yeah. I was watching both of those games, and I picked them both to win, actually.
That's a good choice. To win in this game Friday night against this kind of a team that plays like a high-powered offense, do you feel like you're going to have to outscore them or defense will matter?
Defense is definitely going to matter. For us to do anything in this tournament, we're going to have to play good defense and guard teams. We've shown it in stretches, but, I mean, we got to peak. We got to peak right here and have a good defensive outing.
And UConn having won this thing 2 years in a row, can that be a factor when you play a team? Because you have accomplished a lot of stuff as a program.
I mean, in my opinion, we get everybody's best shot. I mean, we're not the same team as last year, but we're still UConn, and people remember those 2 national titles. I mean, the 6 national titles, really. So we're gonna get everybody's best shot every game.
All right, man. Good luck. Thanks.
Thank you.
That was Mike with Liam McNeely. We'll take a break. Come back after this on the UConn Sports Network from Learfield, presented by Brown Panderas and Scott.
Husky fans, you know what it takes to win, and so do we. Channel 3 Eyewitness News has the drive and dedication to get you morning ready. Breaking news, we're in it to win it with your reporters live in your town all morning long.
Your reporter in West Hartford. Your reporter in stores.
And when you need to make a fast break out the door, we deliver first alert weather and traffic every 10 minutes so you never have to wait. The Huskies in Channel 3 Eyewitness News this morning. 2 MVP lineups always there for you.
At KeyBank, we know a small moment like,
whoa, my kid's got a serious backhand,
can lead to an even bigger question like,
tennis campus how much?
And that's the type of moment where we'll meet you to help you build a savings plan for expenses big and small so your money can make money. Mike, how's that sound?
Sounds like match point.
Sounds like love.
We could serve up tennis puns all day.
For every financial need, we'll meet you in the moment. KeyBank opens doors. KeyBank member FDIC.
The passion, the tradition, the rivalries. SiriusXM is your destination for all things college sports. And we've got you covered on SiriusXM College Sports Radio. There's complete coverage of every major conference, plus live games and 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the SiriusXM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of SiriusXM free. Subscribe now and see offer details at SiriusXM.com/collegesportsradio25.
A true teammate takes on every day with a winner's attitude. Gets up when they fall down and leaves it all on the field. There's a group of teammates who do all these things every single day. But they're more than your typical athlete. They're kids dealing with unthinkable medical circumstances. Team Impact matches children facing serious illness or disability with college sports teams, creating a long-term, life-changing experience for everyone involved. Help us get all kids in the game. Visit teamimpact.org. Team Impact. All in, all together.
Halftime of the NCAA Regionals in Raleigh, UConn leading Oklahoma 32-26. They led by 7 when Hassan Diarra got his second foul and came out with 5.5 to go. They lead by 6 at halftime. UConn led in scoring by Terrace Reed Jr., 4 for 5 from the floor, 8 points. They got 2 points by Alex Caraban. They need more than that in the second half. Liam McNeely had 5, Samson Johnson had 4, Solo Ball had 6, and Hassan Diarra had 4 before leaving the game. And they also got a 3 from Aiden Mahaney, no points by Jalen Stewart. Oklahoma, led by the freshman sensation, the point guard Jeremiah Fears, had 11 points, 3 rebounds. Muhammad Wajih had 2 points, 3 rebounds. Jalen Moore had 2 points, scored early and didn't score after that. Bryson Godine had 2 points. Duke Miles had 2. Off the bench, Kobe Elvis had 2. Dayton Forsyth had 2. Glenn Taylor made it 3, and Luke Northweather did not score for Oklahoma, which missed 9 of its last 10 shots, shooting 7 of 24 overall in the first half, 29%. They were 2 for 10 from 3, 10 of 13 from the line, and once again, UConn badly outshot from the line. Oklahoma took 13 free throw attempts. UConn took 4 and made them all. Huskies missed their last 6 shots of the half. They were 12 of 31, 39%. They were over 50 for a while in the first half. They were 4 for 15 from 3, and they out-rebounded Oklahoma 24-15, led by 5 from Samson Johnson. UConn got 7 offensive rebounds, 3 by Johnson, good for 7 second-chance points. Oklahoma got 3 offensive rebounds, good for 5 second-chance points. Sooners had 1 assist on 7 field goals. Huskies had 5 assists on 12 field goals. 6 UConn turnovers, good for 4 Oklahoma points, and 6 Oklahoma turnovers, good for 7 UConn points. Sooners had 2 steals, no blocks. UConn 3 steals, 1 block. Points in the paint, 14-10 UConn. Fast break points, 6-0 Oklahoma. 11-7 points off the bench in favor of UConn, which had a 10-point lead in the first half, had a 7-0 scoring run. And Reed and Johnson combined to go 5 of 6 from the floor. So in the last 3.5 games, they too have combined to go 26 of 28 from the floor. 32-26, UConn leading Oklahoma. The second half on the way. You're listening to UConn men's basketball on Learfield, presented by Brown, Panderas, and Scott.
Hi, this is Nick Kaplanson from Dime Bank. To win a championship, it takes more than just good players and coaches. It takes a whole community dedicated to the same goal. The same is true when it comes to banking. A successful banking relationship is built from a community fully dedicated to meeting the banking needs of its customers. If you're ready to experience a better approach to banking, come join our community at Dime. It's your bank, your choice, your Dime.
Dime Bank. Community banking lives here. Member FDIC.
Is your retirement game plan a well-executed play or a Hail Mary pass? Hi, I'm Jake Dozer, Certified Financial Planner. At Johnson Brunetti, we've helped over 5,000 families prepare for and live in retirement. And now we're proud to be the official wealth management sponsor of the UConn Huskies. Visit us at johnsonbrunetti.com and get free financial planning books and resources. Johnson Brunetti, Retirement and Investment Specialists.
Johnson Brunetti is a marketing name for the businesses of JB Capital and JN Financial. Investment advisory services offered through JB Capital, LLC. Insurance products offered through JN Financial, LLC.
Power Station Events is the official production partner of the UConn Huskies, the ultimate one-stop source featuring audio, video, lighting, staging, talented DJs and musicians, photography and videography, stunning decor and florals, and much more. As we celebrate our 40th anniversary, we want to thank UConn Nation as we look forward to the next 40 years. Visit us at powerstationevents.com and let us help you plan your next awesome event.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Connecticut. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the University of Connecticut and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the University of Connecticut.
Welcome back to Raleigh. Mike Crispino along with Wayne Norman courtside and John Ashmead, our engineers. UConn leads 32-26 at halftime. Despite shooting under 40% and under 30% from three. But UConn did a nice job rebounding. The bench got help from Terrace Reed Jr. He scored 8 points in 8 minutes. 8 points, 4 rebounds. The problem is two fouls, put him on the bench, and UConn's momentum offensively seemingly dissipated. So they're going to start with Samson Johnson here in the second half.
How about the way the first halves of the last two games have gone? Creighton shoots 75 in the first half. Oklahoma shoots 29 in the first half.
All right, UConn gets it in to McNeely here on the sidelines right in front of us. And McNeely hands it over to Hassan Diarra. He's playing with 2 fouls. So UConn's got to be smart here. Cannot put themselves in foul trouble. Diarra top of the arc. To our right, they shoot at the basket with their own benches. Caravan all the way to the basket, and his shot is blocked. Woodgee got up there and rejected him. Here come the Sooners attacking the basket, and shot missed. It's loose. Fears comes up with it, and Fears is fouled by Ball on an awkward play along the baseline, and he gets 2 free throws. That's a smart play by Jeremiah Fears. He just put it up there knowing that Ball was going to run into him. He was out of control. And they get 2 free throws.
Once again, they go to the line. We talked about they took 13 free throws in the first half to 4 for UConn. The block was by Moore. That was the first block of the game for the Sooners.
Actually, on the replay, looking at Solo, not a smart move by him. He reached an arm out while he was on the floor. He couldn't defend Fears, and he fouled him. And Fears gets 2 free throws out of it, and he makes the first.
Well,
and Ball comes out now.
Because he's got 3 fouls.
So it's going to be Jalen Stewart. If UConn's going to hang on to this lead, it's going to be up to Jalen Stewart as Fears now makes both of them, and Oklahoma's within 4, 32-28. And Diarra across the timeline being handled by Fears, armbarred. They work it outside of Caravan, and a steal by Fears. Fears attacks Caravan, lays it in. Bad turnover by Alex, and UConn's lead is cut to 2. They get it in to Samson Johnson. In the backcourt now, McNeely. So the 6-point lead almost gone within a minute here the second half. Here's McNeely handing to Johnson out front to Stewart for 3. Jay Stu hits it. That's a big one, a triple from the top of the 3-point arc. And UConn's lead back to 5, 35-30.
I think I just heard you say they need something out of Stewart. They got something.
Yep, here's Miles with it. And he gives it up to Woodgee. Step back 3 over Johnson and an out. And a rebound by Woodgee, but stolen by Stewart. Nice play by Jalen. As Woodgee went up to dunk, and Stewart took it out of his hands. Front court right on the left sideline, it's Diarra. Starts back to his right. Now he spins it over to McNeely. McNeely into the paint, cut off. Step back 3 by Lamb, short. Rebounded by Johnson, and in Samson Johnson. A great offensive rebound, and UConn leads by 7, 37-30.
His 4th offensive rebound of the game.
He's got 4. Out front with G, guarded by Johnson. He hands it off to Fears. Fears with Diarra in front of him. Starts to his right. Picked up by Caravan on the switch. He's outside the arc. They go pick and roll down low to Woodgee, and they get a dunk as Woodgee handed it off nicely to Jalen Moore, and they're back within 5. You've got some players saddled with 2 fouls. There's certain things you can't do defensively, and Hassan couldn't do much. Here's McNeely all the way into the paint to the basket, has a ball taken away from him. He drove it with his left hand. Now he's called for a foul. So McNeely with a frustration foul. That's his second. He's going to come out, and Mahaney's going to come back in. Yeah, Wajid did a great job of blocking the shot by McNeely.
They didn't have a block in the first half. They've got 2 blocks in the second half already. UConn 2 for 5 since halftime.
All right, Fears walks it across the timeline, picked up by Diarra. 2.5 minutes into the second half. Dribbles to his right, skips it in the far corner. Forsythe wide open, in and out, no good. Rebounded by Caravan. The freshman had a good look. No one near him, couldn't convert. Here's Diarra being hounded by Goodine. Out front to Mahaney in the left wing. A high screen by Samson Johnson into the paint. Mahaney kicks it right to Diarra. Doesn't shoot it. It's at the foul line extended. Back out front, high post Sampson. Hands up to Stewart. Stewart into the paint. They go alley-oop to Johnson, and he is fouled by Forsythe as he tried to go up and alley-oop it. And that should be a shot, 2-shot foul, I think, but they're not going to give it to him. He was trying to alley-oop it, and he got hit from beneath by Forsythe.
Yeah, it was a perfectly thrown alley-oop. Johnson didn't get there because he was fouled. Second foul on Forsythe.
Caravan looks to get it in. He fires it in the backcourt to Diarra.
It's about the 5th time they've had a backcourt baseline out of bounds play.
Yep. Here's Diarra. He's being hounded by Fears, trying to take it away from him. Haas with a left-hand dribble. Guarded by Forsythe. The drive inside of Mahaney, and they try to alley-oop to Johnson. They can't make it work. And another foul is called. Or is it a foul?
Couple of turnovers in the second half by UConn. That one from Mahaney.
That's Mahaney's second. So UConn already with 3 fouls in the half, leading 37-32. Here's Fears, right to left on the left sideline, guarded by Diarra, starts back to his right, picked up by Caravan, hard drive inside, stripped by Diarra. He comes up with it, he can't get control of it. And back the other way, Goodine, and it's stolen by Mahaney, and it's off Goodine's leg. Wow, good hustle. Aiden Mahaney, great hustle to save the play for UConn. And that's what this thing's going to come down to, it looks like. Nitty-gritty black and blue basketball. UConn leading by 5, 37-32.
Huskies taken 5 shots in the second half, and they've turned it over 4 times.
All right, Mahaney to Samson Johnson. Diarra, top of the arc, and he is fouled by Goodine. Finally, very handsy defense by the Oklahoma Sooners, and they get whistled for it right there. Goodine has 2.
I've been watching Mahaney a little bit here in the second half because he went down hard on his back in the first half late, but he doesn't seem to be bothered by it here in the second half. They'll need something out of him in this game.
Yep, Terrace Reed remains on the bench with 2 fouls. Reed at 8 points in 8 minutes, 4 rebounds. Now UConn will inbound the ball on the side out next to Dan Hurley, next to the UConn bench. And they get it into Hassan Diarra, guarded by Kobe Elvis. Between the rings on the left sideline. Out front to Caravan. Caravan, a high post handoff to Johnson. Back to Hassan Diarra. Diarra on the left wing. Spin it over to Caravan. Can't get the shot off. A screen by Johnson. Caravan into the paint. Puts up a difficult shot. Off balance, no good. Off the right side of the rim. Boarded by the Sooners. Elvis front court left. Gives to Taylor. Taylor trying to blow by Mahaney, and they call a foul there. And that's the 3rd on Mahaney. So UConn, 4 fouls as a team in the opening 4 minutes of the second half. Goes to the timeout with a 7-point lead, 5-point lead, 37-32, 15:43 to go in the ballgame. Key Hyundai in Milford and Manchester, Genesis of Milford and Middletown Chevrolet. They're all the home to the 1 million mile powertrain warranty for all new car sales. Pause 10 seconds for station ID. You're listening to UConn men's basketball on Learfield, presented by Brown Penderas and Scott.
Are you traveling out of Bradley Airport and need a safe, reliable place to park your car? Trust your vehicle to Last Fly Off-Airport Parking, located on Route 75 in Windsor Locks. They have both valet and self-park options to fit any budget. Last Fly is open 24 hours a day and will get you to the airport on time every time. Join their loyalty program to earn points for free parking, and be sure to ask about their corporate discounts. Save 20% by pre-booking online at lazfly.com. Last Fly is the official parking company and a proud supporter of UConn Athletics.
UConn fans, when it comes to sports injuries, do you know where the Huskies go?
UConn Health, Connecticut's public academic medical center. Our doctors advance research and train future generations of healthcare experts.
All while offering the latest in injury prevention, treatment, and performance improvement for athletes, for everyone.
When it comes to UConn athletics, our physicians are their physicians and should be your physicians too.
Make their doctors your doctors.
UConn Health. Learn more at health.uconn.edu.
Aw, shucks, the game's on TV, but I can't listen to the call of my favorite team broadcasters.
Never fear, Sync My Game is here.
Sync My Game?
Yes, Sync My Game. If you have a DVR and streaming device, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield. It's never been easier to hear the impassioned voices of your favorite radio crew synced with the TV.
Wow, thank you, Mr.
Just remember, syncmygame.com.
This is UConn men's basketball, presented by Key Bank. Now back to our broadcast location.
Looking for a great golf club to join this season? Look no further than Wallingford Country Club. $2 million in course improvements. They got no tee times there. That's beautiful. Visit Wallingford Country Club or wallingfordcc.com. wallingfordcc.com.
So Oklahoma's outscored UConn 6-5 in the second half, and the Sooners shooting 2 for 5, UConn shooting 2 for 6, but Solo Ball got his third foul early in the second half. Alex Caravan shooting 1 for 5, Aiden Mahaney shooting 1 for 5, Hassan Diarra shooting 2 for 4, Liam McNeely 2 for 11. It's been the bigs that kept UConn going here. Johnson's got 6 on 2 for 2 shooting and a pair of free throws, and Terrace Reed 4 for 5 with 8 points. He hasn't played here in the second half.
Yeah, Alex Caravan had a major slump midway through the year. It's about a 7-game stretch. He went 4 for 37 from 3. He's recovered from that. Here's Oklahoma with the ball. Front court left. It's Diarra guarding the point guard, Kobe Elvis. And they go pick and roll with G. Now, Forsythe trying to shoot a 3 on McNeely. Couldn't do it. The ball is loose down low, and Samson Johnson comes up with it. And the possession arrow is Oklahoma's.
Yeah, they gave it a held ball, but that was really good hustle by Johnson. He came from a few feet off the ball, dove for that, and was able to get the tie-up.
And so there's 4.2 seconds on the shot clock right now.
How many times do you see a shot clock in college basketball with a 1/10 of a second on it? 4.2. Usually it's just 4.
Well, they go to 20. So the possession, when it's a held ball and the possession goes to a team, they go back to 20 seconds.
Like after an offensive rebound.
All right, Oklahoma has it to our left. Now, wait a minute, they're going to try to straighten it out. Kissinger is going to look, I believe, at a monitor, make sure the time is correct.
We don't see Kip Kissinger much, but he was also the official in the 2014 NCAA second-round game that UConn played when they beat Villanova after they had that dramatic victory in the first round in Buffalo and went on to win the national championship.
Dan Hurley was trying to get a look at the review, and Kissinger pushed him away. Get out of here. All right, they inbound at Oklahoma, and they turn it over with G. Dropped it on the baseline, or on the sideline by his own bench, and a turnover by the Sooners.
Boy, these two teams have combined for 6 turnovers in the second half, 3 apiece.
They get it into Diarra, and Diarra on a fast break. He attacks with G. Now he backs away. Far corner in front of his own bench. Gets it to McNeely. McNeely, guarded by Forsythe, looks for a screen from Caravan. He starts to his right. Forsythe cuts him off. Back to Caravan on the left side. It's Diarra. Spins to his right. Wanted to go back door for the moment to get it to Samson Johnson. Johnson now looks to hand it off to Jalen Stewart. Step back by Stewie. In and out. And rebounded by Wajee. And Oklahoma has it. Under 15 minutes left in the game. UConn leading by 5, 37-32. This is Forsythe attacking Samson Johnson. And what do we have? A whistle.
I think they got Johnson for number 2.
That's 2 on Samson Johnson. So UConn has a bunch of people with 2 fouls.
It was funny, in that last inbounds, Diarra looked like he was going to attack the rim, but Huskies did not have any fast break points in the loss to Creighton in the Big East semifinals. First time this year, no fast break points. Tonight, no fast break points, despite the rebounding edge.
Terrace Reed Jr. is in. They haven't run much this year as the Sooners inbounded to our left. It's in the hands of Kobe Elvis, guarded by Stewart. Between the rings, he starts back to his right. And now on the right sideline, crossover. He attacks Stewart into the paint, blocked by Stewie. He got it back. 4 seconds to go. I don't think he knows it. He's got to launch a 3. Front rim, no good. And Diarra comes up with the rebound on a fast break. Here's Stewart. And Stewart lays it in.
There's your first fast break point of the game.
So a couple of freebies that time for the Huskies, and Stewie doing a nice job on both ends. Leading 39-32 now, UConn. As we head to the 14-minute mark. Here's with G, and he kicks it out in the right corner to Forsythe. Forsythe drives inside and stripped by Diarra. Karaban comes up with it. Ahead to Hassan. Hassan front court right. On the left sideline, kick out Karaban. 3 by Alex. No good up the right side of the rim. Rebounded by Reed. And Reed is called for an offensive foul as with G fell down, grabbed his shirt, flopped. Dan Hurley is way back down the right side of the bench. He doesn't want to get in any trouble.
So 2 key players for UConn. Reed, the leading scorer in the first half with 8 points. He's got 3. And Solo Ball got 3rd foul early in the second half.
So UConn's got to play this final 13 minutes and change almost perfectly defensively. They cannot afford to have Reed on the bench. And there he goes. 3 fouls, 8 points, as I mentioned, 4 rebounds, and he's only played 9 minutes.
So Johnson's back on the floor.
All right, here's Fears. Front court right-hand dribble. Crossover, tries to blow by Samson Johnson into the paint. Goes left hand, Sampson got a piece of it. Nice play defensively. Gives to Diarra. Sprints to the front court, ahead to Karaban. Now McNeely in the far corner. Back to Karaban on the left sideline. Sampson a dribble handoff, looking to get it to Diarra, and he does. Diarra spins into the paint, goes alley-oop to Johnson, and he made the shot one-handed, and he's fouled. Wow, what a play by Samson Johnson. He caught it in midair, one-handed, and normally he throws it down, but that was a tough catch and finish, and he gets a chance for a 3-point play.
Great teamwork by the 2 seniors that time. Diarra got the ball on the right side of the lane to the cutting Samson Johnson. Johnson's been solid in this game for the Huskies. He's got 8 points, a team-high 6 rebounds, 4 of those offensive.
And he rims it in and out. Can't convert the 3-point play.
First missed free throw by the Huskies.
41-32, UConn 4 for 5 on the line. Jeremiah Fears, their freshman. Front court left between the rings, guarded by Diarra. High screen right. They go pick and roll down low, and that's a blocking call on Jalen Stewart. And that'll put Oklahoma on the line. I thought Stewie was in good. Oh my goodness, he was definitely in position. Wow. Definitely. You got to be kidding me.
Well, that layup by Moore gives him 6 points, but he's their leading scorer and rebounder in SEC games, second leading scorer in overall games. They've kept him in check. Karaban's been his primary defender.
So a chance for a 3-point play. Stewart's second foul on the line is Moore, and Moore makes it. So Oklahoma, just like so many opponents this year against UConn have done, they're making hay on the line. 13-4, they've outscored the Huskies on the line tonight. Diarra into the front court under 13 minutes to go. Out front, McNeely to our right. Now Karaban at the timeline, and he gives it on the left sideline to Diarra. Diarra back to Karaban. Karaban holds, fires right to Stewart. Stewart to McNeely in the paint. McNeely charges in, goes to his left hand. Almost made the shot, but he didn't. He's fouled. Jalen Stewart got up on the rim and was hanging up there. So that's going to be McNeely a chance to go to the line with UConn leading by 6, 41-35.
McNeely coming off a 6 for 20 shooting game against Creighton, last game in the Big East tournament for the Huskies. He's 2 for 11, only 5 points, Does have 4 rebounds for the Huskies, but his shooting numbers have gone way down. Since that 38-point game, he had second game back from the ankle sprain at Creighton.
Free throw, no good by McNeely.
And he's been so good from the line this year. UConn's top percentage free throw shooter, second in the Big East.
McNeely, in the last 6 games, he had 3 good games. He went 14 of 28, 50%. The other 3 against Marquette, Seton Hall, Creighton, 11 of 44, 3 of 16 from 3. So way below his average.
Foul was on Fears, the freshman point guard, just his first, though.
Well, McNeely gets another chance here. UConn 4 of 6.
One of the officials just brought Samson Johnson over the bench. I'm screened off. They're looking at his wrist for some reason. But I guess he's all right. He's back on the floor.
All right, McNeely gets another chance. So far tonight, 5 points for him. And this one is up. That one's good. UConn leading 42-35 and 12 and a half to go.
They've outscored Oklahoma in the second half 10-9.
A low-scoring half in these opening 8 minutes. Here's Fears outside the arc on the right wing. He's got the arm in front of him. Fires it left to Glenn Taylor. Taylor on a handoff to Bryson Goodine. And now the drive inside in traffic, and Sampson fouls him.
I thought he fouled him twice. They didn't call the first one.
Well, Johnson did about everything he could defensively because it was a reckless drive inside by Jalen Moore.
So both UConn bigs have 3 fouls, and Solo Ball has 3. It's not surprising because Oklahoma has really tried to pound the ball inside a lot, although points in the paint, 2016 UConn.
That could have been called an offensive foul on the drive inside because Moore delivered a blow to Samson Johnson. I think the only thing Sampson could have done is fall over.
So Moore very quiet in the first half. Their leading scorer in conference games, but all of a sudden he started to take things over.
And Moore makes the first, got 8. One man in double figures, that's Jeremiah Fears, in the game. As UConn leads 42-36 with 12:10 to go. But this free throw thing is really an issue. As Oklahoma 14 of 17, UConn 5 of 7.
I mentioned those 3 players for UConn with 3 fouls. Mahaney's on that list too, that's 4.
And we'll see how the officials call the last 12 minutes of this game with that knowledge. When you got that many people with multiple fouls, they get it into McNeely against full court pressure.
Both free throws good.
2 free throws gets Oklahoma within 5 again, 42-37. McNeely on the left sideline, front court right, gives it up to Jalen Stewart, out front to Caravan. Caravan only 1 of 6 tonight. Here's Samson Johnson, and not even guarding him. He's at the high post right, looking for help. UConn's playing 4-on-5 on offense. They get it back to Caravan. Down to 6, down to 5. They go down low to Johnson. It's stolen by Wadjie, and on the breakout, here comes Oklahoma. They miss another layup. And a rebound, Oklahoma gets it. Miles attacks in the paint, puts up a wild shot, no good. They get another rebound, Goodine for 3, and he's fouled by Johnson.
Number 4.
And the under 12-minute timeout. We got a long way to go in this one.
I would say this, you need your fouls by your bigs in the paint. You don't need a foul committed by a big man on a 3-point shot.
All right, if you're looking for better banking, huddle up with Dime Bank. 14 convenient locations in Connecticut and Rhode Island. Dime Bank Community Banking lives here. You're listening to UConn NCAA men's basketball on Learfield, presented by Brown, Penderis, and Scott. The Huskies by 5, 11 and a half to go.
Hi, this is Nick Kaplanson from Dime Bank. To win a championship, it takes more than just good players and coaches. It takes a whole community dedicated to the same goal. The same is true when it comes to banking. A successful banking relationship is built from a community fully dedicated to meeting the banking needs of its customers. If you're ready to experience a better approach to banking, come join our community at Dime. It's your bank, your choice, your Dime.
Dime Bank. Community banking lives here. Member FDIC.
Connecticut is Husky Nation. This is the UConn Sports Network from Learfield.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned
learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said.
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and I dedicate a lot of my time going fast. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time-to-talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
The unexpected happens every day. When it does, head to Kohl's and Kohl's.com for everything your family needs. Kohl's, where families come first.
Huskies by 6 at halftime. It's 5 now, 42-37. And one reason UConn maintains the lead despite all these fouls that they've been committing is that Oklahoma's still not shooting well. They can't make layups. They finished the first half missing 9 of their first 10 shots. They began the second half 3 for 10. That adds up to 4 for 20 shooting for Oklahoma, yet they've closed the gap to 5. I think one key that's an advantage for Oklahoma, though, is UConn, a good rebounding team. They've only out-rebounded Oklahoma tonight 19-17, and UConn senior Hassan Diarra says, we got to rebound to win this game.
Yeah, we have to attack the glass with reckless abandon. We have to get inside position. And, you know, we have to want it at the end of the day. Playing the Big East, and the Big East is pretty tough, pretty brutal. And we were able to win a lot of those rebounding margins. We need to continue to do that, and that's going to be important to win.
Samson Johnson has 6 rebounds, 4 fouls. Terrace Reed Jr. has 5 rebounds and 3 fouls for the Huskies.
Goodine, who had gone 36 for 64. Oh, pardon me, I'm going to correct that. Goodine goes to the line for the free throw, and he makes it. He's better than that. He's 76%.
He's 0 for 3 from 3, but he leads them in three-pointers made and three-pointers attempted.
And he gets another one, obviously 3 free throws. They've cut the lead to 3. And UConn in another close game. They've been in a bundle of them this year, and he makes all 3 of them. UConn has been playing tight games all season long. They try to get it in. Caravan having his trouble. He gets it into Reed. And Reed hands it back to Diarra. So the lead down to 2. 11:25 to go. Caravan on the right sideline, front court right with it. Left-hand dribble out front to Terrace Reed. Reed on a handoff to Diarra left wing. Now McNeely for 3 straight away. Front rim no good. Rebound Ball. Ball kicks it back out front to Diarra. Down low to Reed. Reed spins against the double team. He gets hit and he lays it in. Big fella crashing the glass and converting just in time as the UConn lead is shrunk to 2.
Solo Ball gets his 3rd rebound. He came back in the game after being down for a while with 3 personal fouls. Huskies get a second chance basket by Reed. Now they got to find a way to keep Reed on the floor at both ends of the floor. He just can't be too aggressive the other end because you just need him because no one else on this team has been able to score. Reed 5 for 6. Johnson 3 for 3. He's on the bench with 4.
Free throw, no good. Back rim. Tipped by McNeely. Reed got the rebound. And he got it to Caravan, and Caravan laid it in. So UConn converts, and the lead back to 6, 46-40. Caravan's second bucket. Here's Fears attacking Diarra all the way to the basket. And Caravan missed the dunk, and the rebound with G, and he lays it in, and he's fouled by Caravan. Wow, a long rebound. Oklahoma came up with it, and Caravan commits the foul. That's his second, and that is the 10th by UConn in the opening 9 minutes and 20 seconds of the half.
Well, we talked about UConn should have an advantage on, a dominant advantage on rebounding. They had a 9 rebound advantage earlier on, and it's only a 3 rebound advantage now as the offensive rebounds have started to work for Oklahoma.
That was a bit of a lucky break as it bounced way out on the missed dunk about 15 feet from the basket. And with G converts, and it's 46-42, UConn by 4. Caravan looking to get it in, gets it into Reed. Reed back to DR on the backcourt left, and Hassan across the timeline. He's being hounded by Fears. He gives it up to McNeely on the right wing. McNeely out front to Reed. Reed right at the foul line, not even looking at the basket, trying to get it to Caravan. And now they've got everybody guarded. He fires in the far corner to Caravan. Back out front to McNeely. He's got to force it. No good, hard off the glass. That time Terrace Reed was not even looking at the basket. And UConn forced one up. Now in the pick and roll with G, and he lays it in on a nice assist from Fears. Oklahoma within 2 again. Timeout call by Dan Hurley. And the Huskies got to regroup. Just under 10 minutes to go in the ball game, and the lead down to 1, 46-45. When you're out of town, want to keep up with live college sports, be sure to download the free Varsity Network app, available for both Apple and Android. Listen to college sports live with the free Varsity Network app. You're listening to UConn NCAA men's basketball on Learfield, presented by Brown, Payne, Darris, and Scott.
A true teammate takes on every day with a winner's attitude. Gets up when they fall down, and leaves it all on the field. There's a group of teammates who do all these things every single day. But they're more than your typical athlete. They're kids dealing with unthinkable medical circumstances. Team Impact matches children facing serious illness or disability with college sports teams, creating a long-term, life-changing experience for everyone involved. Help us get all kids in the game. Visit teamimpact.org. Team Impact. All in, all together.
Planning a move? Let Lippincott Van Lines, the official mover of the UConn Huskies, take the worry and stress out of your relocation. Whether you're moving across the country, across the world, or just across the street, Lippincott Van Lines will handle your packing, moving, and storage needs with the care and quality they deserve. If the UConn Huskies football team can trust Lippincott to get their gear to the field on time, you can trust them to get your items where they need to be. Call Lippincott Van Lines today for a free estimate at 800-245-8563.
At KeyBank, we know a small moment like,
whoa, my kid's got a serious backhand,
can lead to an even bigger question like,
tennis campus how much?
And that's the type of moment where we'll meet you to help you build a savings plan for expenses big and small so your money can make money. Mike, how's that sound?
Sounds like match point.
Sounds like love.
We could serve up tennis puns all day.
For every financial need, we'll meet you in the moment. KeyBank opens doors. KeyBank member FDIC.
The UConn Huskies are on the air. You're listening to UConn Men's Basketball, presented by KeyBank. Now back to our broadcast location.
If UConn's able to advance tonight, we'll be back with you Sunday from Raleigh for a round of 32 game against the top-seeded Florida Gators in the West region. Stay tuned to your UConn Sports Network affiliate or social media for game time. Of course, we'll start it with a Hard Auto Group countdown to tip-off approximately 30 to 35 minutes prior to the tip. It's a one-point game now. Oklahoma's outscored the Huskies 19-14 in the second half.
Including the last 5 points of the game for the Sooners. Huskies had a 46-40 lead after the putback by Alex Caravan after the missed free throw by Terrace Reed, who's also been shooting free throws better lately. That field goal by Caravan moved him to number 29 on the UConn career scoring list ahead of Daron Sheffer, who Alex now has 1,330 points. And before the game, he was right behind him on the list was Rodney Purvis at 1,301. Rodney Purvis is from Raleigh, North Carolina, and Rodney is at this game tonight. 1,000-point score at UConn, 1,301, after he also played a little while at North Carolina State before transferring to UConn, back before that was the thing to do.
Huskies have gone to Diarra, Ball, McNeely, Caravan, and Reed.
They got to find someone with a hot hand, because other than Reed and for a little while Johnson, everybody's having off shooting games. There's not been many games like this all year for UConn where collectively they've shot so poorly.
It's going to be the inbound of Diarra next to the UConn bench, and he looks to get it in. As they're circling, they get it to Caravan across on the right side. Karaban holds, dribbles left, hands back to Hassan. Diarra got it by Fears. Starts to his left, back to Karaban. He go down low to Reed. Reed power move inside, and he is fouled by Wajee. And Wajee put up a forearm. It was like a wrestling move almost, and the foul was called.
Well, one thing that Porter Mosier, the fourth-year head coach of Oklahoma, talked to me about yesterday was the concern for Reed as far as rebounding is concerned. Well, Terrace Jr. does have 6 rebounds in the game, but he's been such a force on the offensive end as well for UConn. The only double-figure score, 10 points.
They fire it in the backcourt to Diarra. The Huskies have been inbounding from their own front court to the backcourt almost every time now.
It started after they had troubles inbounding in the forecourt early in the game.
Reed hands to Diarra, top of the arc. He's got it by Fears, back to Karaban. Karaban drives right, pick and roll to Harris. He missed Reed, a 3 by Diarra. He went and got the rebound, and Oklahoma comes up with it. So Diarra's three-point miss, and Oklahoma has it front court left. In the far corner, Jalen Moore out front to Wajee, back to Fears. Fears down low. Fears missed the layup. He got another attempt and he put it in. And a foul is called. And the basket will count, and Oklahoma has a lead, 47-46.
That was Wajee, who's all of a sudden gotten hot. He scored the last 7 points of the game.
Yeah, the pick and roll coverage by the Huskies fell apart.
The lane was wide open.
The missed shot by Wajee, and he got his own rebound. So UConn now down by 1. They haven't been behind in an NCAA game in the second half in over 12 games.
Well, they were down by 2 to Iona in the first NCAA game in 2023, and then came back with a huge second half on the way to the national championship.
Wajee missed the free throw. We missed it badly off the front rim, and McNeely got the rebound. Huskies to the front court, trailing by 1. It's their first deficit in the last 11 tournament games. Here is Ball. Ball, pull-up, tough shot. Good. Made it off the left elbow, and UConn gets the lead back 48-47. And Wajee is down. He must have got hit among the trees there on a rebound.
That earlier foul on that three-point play by Wajee, the foul was on McNeely, his third.
And if Ball could get hot, that would help. He's got 8 points, only taken 5 shots in the game. UConn shots distributed, balanced as usual. Only one man, McNeely's taken more than 10. He's taken 13. The Ball made a shot, that was a big one, over the defense of Kobe Elvis. Wajee's being attended to, and he's going down the end of the bench to our left. Hopefully he's okay. Shaken up a little bit, sits down. He got hit in the chops.
Another 1,000-point score for UConn is Christian Vitale.
All right, after review, there is no foul on the play. Oklahoma ball on the sideline backcourt.
Christian Vitale is 28 years old today, number 10 all-time at UConn, 1,735 points. He was one heck of a player, had a couple of 30-point games at UConn.
Yeah, Vitale at the very beginning of Dan Hurley's tenure was one of the guys that helped turn the thing around. So Reed, Karaban, Ball, McNeely, Diarra are on the floor for UConn. Jeremiah Fears in the backcourt with Kobe Elvis and Bryson Goodine.
We've not seen Jaden Ross. He was ejected in the final seconds of that Big East semifinal game, but he's eligible to play tonight because he did not get into a fight. He got ejected for leaving the bench after the contact with Diarra down low.
All right, full court pressure by the Huskies. They do get it in, the Sooners do. Fears between the rings, guarded by Diarra, starts to his left. He attacks Reed. He goes by him, puts him a wild shot, missed it. Try to reverse it home. Diarra comes up with it. On a breakout, it's Ball. Ball tries to go to the basket. He lays it up, and he's fouled by Northweather. So an aggressive move by Solo Ball puts him on the line. Gets 2 free throws.
Really good interior defense on that out-of-control drive by the freshman point guard Fears. And then UConn at the other end gets the ball down the court early.
And maybe that's an answer. Try to get down before Oklahoma can set their defense.
So Big Northweather, who is a three-point threat, a stretch 5 as they call him, he gets his first foul.
And Ball makes the first, so Solo's got 9. UConn has the lead back by 2, 49-47.
8 games Ball now 19 of 20 from the line. He had made 18 straight before missing one against Creighton last week.
Second one good by Solo.
He scored the last 4 UConn points.
He's got 10. He and Reed lead the way. UConn leads 50-47. We've got 8:20 to go. This is Elvis, front court right with the hand. Gives it up to Jalen Moore between the rings. Straight on, Caravan guards him, and a steal by Diarra. Diarra now into the front court, gives to McNeely. Now Caravan right, they work out front to ball. The left wing to Diarra. Diarra guarded by Fears. Gets a big screen from Reed into the paint. Diarra try to float it up, no good. And chases the rebound down. They fight for it, and he got it back to Reed, to Caravan. Caravan on the right side, trying to drive by his man, can't do it. Spins into the paint, goes to the left hand and made it. Oh, Alex Caravan. Big time. UConn by 5, 52-47.
6-0 run after trailing by 1.
Here's Fears. Picked up by Ball on a switch on the left sideline. Back out front to Elvis. Doesn't shoot it. Got Diarra in front of him. Kicking right to Goodine. Goodine spins to his left. Tries to attack Diarra. Can't do it. Back out front to Fears. They're under 10. Fears starts left. Long three. Oh, he made it over Reed. And the lead is cut to 2. What a shot by Fears. And he's got 18 now to lead the game.
And he's been really cold from three-point range lately.
All right, McNeely out front to Reed. Now he gives it up to Diarra on the left wing. Now to Ball, top of the arc, off the high screen of Reed. Ball in the paint, puts it up. Tough shot, he made it. A little floater from 10 away. UConn up 54-50, and Ball's got a dozen.
He's got 6 of UConn's last 8 points.
All right, Fears. Front court to our left. Gives it up to the driving Monroe, and he laid it in left-handed. He attacked Caravan and beat him. That was Jalen Moore. And Moore now has got 11. He's in double figures. Only 3 for 10. UConn lead by 2. This is Diarra handing the ball between the rings. Ball starts to his left, gives to Diarra on the left hash. Diarra puts it on the floor with a right hand. Starts to his right. He fires at the Ball. 3 by Ball. Tough shot. Back rim no good. Long rebound. Here comes Jalen Moore. He attacks Diarra. He spins inside and he lays it in, and we're tied at 54. The open court play by Moore. He's got 13.
Another fast break for Oklahoma. They've been running all night.
Here's Diarra out near the timeline, guarded by Fears. Starts to his left. And a foul is called away from the Ball, I believe. Solo Ball got knocked down. And that stops play here under 6 minutes to go, 5:43 to go. And we don't see the foul is on Elvis. That's his second. It's the 8th on Oklahoma, so UConn will go their line and shoot 1-1. Do you have complex legal issues that are personal, business, or both with Brown Panderas and Scott? You get more than a lawyer. You get a full-service law firm. Visit bpslawyers.com. Reach them at 860-CALL-BPS. That's 860-CALL-BPS. Dead even with 5:43 to go. 54 apiece here in the West region. First round. You're listening to UConn men's basketball on Learfield, presented by Brown Panderas and Scott.
Is your retirement game plan a well-executed play or a Hail Mary pass? Hi, I'm Jake Dozer, certified financial planner. At Johnson Brunetti, we've helped over 5,000 families prepare for and live in retirement. And now we're proud to be the official wealth management sponsor of the UConn Huskies. Visit us at johnsonbrunetti.com and get free financial planning books and resources. Johnson Brunetti, retirement and investment specialists.
Johnson Brunetti is a marketing name for the businesses of JB Capital and JN Financial. Investment advisory services offered through JB Capital, LLC. Insurance products offered through JN Financial, LLC.
We're back in 60 seconds after this from your local station. This is the UConn Sports Network from Learfield.
Let's ask their parents a lot of questions.
Why can't people fly?
Gravity.
Is the moon really made of cheese?
Yep, cream cheese.
When can I move into a big kid's car seat?
For some questions, parents may not have the answer, but that's okay. They can't know everything, but knowing the right seat for their age and size will help protect them in a car crash. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Where do babies come from?
Good luck, Dad. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
When might you be buzzed? When you suddenly love everything.
You guys, I love this song!
I love these nachos. I love our kickball league. Ugh! I love this guy. What's your name? You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I love your car. Is this real leather?
The 2025 UConn football schedule is out. Huskies host 6 home games at Rensselaer this fall. Head coach Jim Mora and the Huskies coming off that 2024 year where they finished with 9 wins, most since 2007, and a victory in the Fenway Bowl. Become a UConn football season ticket holder. Visit UConnHuskies.com/football. Season tickets as low as $99. Be there for tailgating, football, and affordable family fun of UConn football at the Rent. Visit UConnHuskies.com/football to become a UConn football season ticket holder today. UConn all-time in this tournament, 71-32, 6 national championships being tested in a major way by Oklahoma. We're tied 54 apiece in the first round with 5:43 to go.
Both teams 9 of 20 from the floor in the second half. Oklahoma up to 36%, as UConn is at 41% overall. And if Oklahoma could just make more layups, they'd be in control here. They are 11 of 24 on layups in this game. But after the foul on Kobe Elvis, it'll be UConn's most reliable free throw shooter, Solomon Ball, going to the line.
1-1 for Solomon. He got fouled away from the ball, and he made it. It just rolled in. And the Huskies lead by 1, 55-54.
That one thought about coming out.
It did. It really did.
Huskies 1 of 8 from 3 in the second half. The one made 3 was by Jalen Stewart.
And Ball's got them both. 14 for him. UConn lead is 2. There comes Fears. Front court to our left, guarded by Diarra, out between the rings, straight on the basket, starts to his left. Now he fires it down low to Wajee's, working on McNeely. Can't get a shot off. He kicks it back out front to Moore. Moore trying to drive it inside on Caravan. He can't beat him. Now they're down to 7. Here's Fears, starts to his right, guarded on the perimeter by Diarra, and now into the paint, a fadeaway, no good, and a rebound, McNeely. Good D by Diarra. 5 minutes to go, UConn by 2. 6 boards by McNeely. Diarra picks up his dribble, in some trouble, and he gives it up to McNeely on the right sideline. He's guarded by Jalen Moore. On a handoff to Ball. Ball now to Diarra out front. Huskies under 10 to shoot. Got to go. Here's Caravan on the right wing. Looking down low, he attacks his man. Double team, puts it up, and he gets fouled. That was almost a desperation drive by Alex because UConn had nothing going, and they were down to 2 seconds to shoot it, and Caravan gets fouled.
Well, I like what he did, though, because he's had a rough shooting game, 0 for 3 from 3, 3 of 8 overall from the floor. And if those outside shots aren't dropping, you've lost some of your confidence in that. Put the ball on the floor and attack the rim, and he did that. He drew the first foul on Jalen Moore.
So Caravan on the line, shoot 2.
Another guy that's been really hot from the line lately.
And he misses. Caravan in the last 9 games has been hot from 3, 40%, 46% from the field. Now second opportunity, and he makes that one. So the lead is 3, 57-54. UConn 10 of 14 on the line. Oklahoma 19 of 23. And Forsyth inbounds against full court pressure by the Huskies. And he hands it over to Fears. He's got DR in front of him. Fears across the timeline, right to left on the left wing outside the arc. On a handoff to Wajee. Now they got a switch. And Fears drives into the paint. He gets fouled. Before the shot, the foul is called. Who's it going to be on?
I think Caravan got him, and he came across the lane right to left. I don't know, maybe Diarra.
It's on Diarra. So Hassan now has got 3. Yeah, he reached in, but he got the ball, I thought. Fears on the line to shoot 2, though. This is going to come down to a free throw shooting contest, and we got 4.5 minutes to go yet.
He's a good free throw shooter. Last 5 games, 91%.
He makes that one. He's only 18 years old. He averages 17 a game for Oklahoma. Came from Illinois. Joliet, Illinois. 6'4" kid.
He decommitted from Illinois, University of Illinois, and UConn made him an offer, but a lot of places did, and he ended up at Oklahoma.
Yep, and the second one is good, so the lead back to 1. 57-56, 4.5 to go.
20 points for Fears.
Get ready for a fantastic finish. They get it to Diarra, and in the backcourt he works against Forsyth across the timeline. Hassan drives it to his right along the baseline. He backs away, kicks it out front to Caravan, gets it back. Diarra off the high screen of Caravan. Pick and roll Caravan. He lays it up and in. An offensive foul is called. Woodgee stepped in, and Caravan is called for the foul. I don't know. I'd like to see that one again.
That'll be his 4th turnover.
It was a pick and roll executed beautifully. Well, Woodgee did a good job. He got in position, and he was able to draw the foul.
It's his 3rd.
57-56 with 4:10 to go.
I would say this, if this game should go to overtime, UConn's got some major foul trouble.
Yes, sir. Now here's Fears, trying to drive by Diarra. Kick outside in the corner to Forsyth. Can't get a shot off. Now he recovers. He's guarded by Ball. He spins against Ball. He goes to a fadeaway. Short. Rebounded by Ball. Forsyth forced it up there. Diarra front court right on the right sideline. Starts to his left. Backs away on defense. Looks for Caravan. Caravan launches a 3. Bang! He got it! That's a big one. Alexander the Great delivers 3. UConn leads by 4, 60-56. Timeout by Oklahoma. 3.5 left.
Diarra's 4th assist finds Caravan's first 3-pointer made. He'd been 0 for 3. He's got 10.
So UConn, with Caravan delivering a 3, and he hadn't been shooting it well here tonight. He's 1 for 4 now, and he's got 10 points. UConn has a 4-point lead. Those have been hard to come by in this one. UConn basketball presented in part by Johnson Bernetti, the official wealth management sponsor of the UConn Huskies. You're listening to UConn men's NCAA basketball on Learfield, presented by Brown, Penderas, and Scott.
The passion, the tradition, the rivalries. Sirius XM is your destination for all things college sports. And we've got you covered on Sirius XM College Sports Radio. There's complete coverage of every major conference, plus live games and 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the Sirius XM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of Sirius XM free. Subscribe now and see offer details at SiriusXM.com/College Sports Radio 25.
Power Station Events is the official production partner of the UConn Huskies, the ultimate one-stop source featuring audio, video, lighting, staging, talented DJs and musicians, photography and videography, stunning decor and florals, and much more. As we celebrate our 40th anniversary, we want to thank UConn Nation as we look forward to the next 40 years. Visit us at PowerStationEvents.com and let us help you plan your next awesome event.
UConn fans, when it comes to sports injuries, do you know where the Huskies go?
UConn Health, Connecticut's public academic medical center. Our doctors advance research and train future generations of healthcare experts.
All while offering the latest in injury prevention, treatment, and performance improvement for athletes, for everyone.
When it comes to UConn athletics, our physicians are their physicians and should be your physicians too.
Make their doctors your doctors.
UConn Health. Learn more at health.uconn.edu.
This is UConn men's basketball, presented by Key Bank. Now back to our broadcast location.
After the game, it's the Hart Auto Group post-game show, the one to listen to. We've got game highlights, interviews, stats, scores. We'll talk to Dan Hurley, all coming your way, courtesy of the Hart Auto Group shop. Hart Auto Group, we treat you like family or only a heartbeat away. HartCars.com.
After Oklahoma took its only lead, 47-46, UConn ran off 6 straight. Oklahoma then went on a 7-2 run, and right now it's a 6-2 run for UConn. Alex Caravan out from the right elbow, able to nail that shot to give UConn the 4-point lead with 3:32 remaining. As the Huskies have held Oklahoma to 35% shooting, UConn's at 42%. Former UConn president John Castine, the 11th UConn president, died this week. He was the president of UConn from 85 to 90. He was the president when Jim and Gino were hired. He was very active in the Jim Calhoun hire and personally interviewed finalists as well. And along that line, heavyweight champion George Foreman has passed away. George Foreman was at the Meineke Car Care Bowl in 2007 here at Charlotte. In fact, showing Mike a picture right now of Mr. Foreman and Mr. Waino at halftime. Bob Joyce actually did the interview of George Foreman. What a sweetheart of a guy he was. George Foreman passed away.
It looks like in that picture he was trying to punch you. But George always took that pose.
It's like you try to punch me all the time.
All right, here comes Oklahoma with it in the front court left. Miles trying to attack ball. Spins into traffic, bumps him. Blocked by Solo. Oh, baby.
Block number 8 for Ball.
It was great D that time as Duke Miles went one-on-one and attacked him. Here's Diarra, front court right. 3 minutes to go. UConn by 4. Reed at the high post to the right. Hands to Karaban. Karaban for 3. Front rim no good. Rebound Reed. Rebound Reed and a putback Reed. So Terrace gives UConn a 6-point lead. 62-56. He's got 12.
Some big offensive rebounds by UConn.
But quickly, a counter punch by Oklahoma on a backdoor cut, and they get a layup by Wajee, and they're back within 4, 62-58. That was too fast. 2.5 to go. Diarra, front court right on the left sideline, gives it up to Karaban, gets it back to Diarra, spins to his right, picked up by Jalen Moore. High post, it's Reed. Reed spins and gives to Karaban. Off the screen, Karaban in the paint, floats it up and in! Oh, baby! A runner by Karaban. The bag of tricks is opened up. 64-58, UConn with 2:10 to go. Here are the Sooners. Fears all the way to the basket over McNeely. Missed the layup. And the rebound with G. He pounds it off Karaban's leg and out of bounds. Wow. You talked about those layups, and some of them defensively UConn prevented. But that one should have been made by the Sooners.
Oklahoma 12 for 26 on layups. That's why they're shooting 35%.
Yeah, and that means they're getting to the basket. They'll inbound the ball to our left. It'll be Jeremiah Fears, the freshman. They got 18 to shoot, 2 minutes left in the game. With G and Reed are pushing and shoving. And they get it for a corner 3. Airballed, rebounded by Karaban. That was Bryson Godine. And so UConn, minute 50 to go and a 6-point lead here in the NCAA's West region, first round. Diarra will take his time. Dribbles to his right, picked up by Jalen Moore on a switch. Starts back to his left. Now fires at a ball on the left sideline. Back to Hassan. They're down to 6. They're down to 5. Got to get a shot off. They go to Reed. He spins in traffic. It goes for a little jump hook. No good. Tapped by Karaban, but in the hands of Fears. Here comes Oklahoma right to left. Miles trying to blow by McNeely. Spins in on Reed. Puts up a wild shot, and a foul is called on Reed.
It's funny, Mike. They have let so much contact go in this game. I don't know why they call that foul.
Dan Hurley's upset, and I don't blame him. A minute 19 to go. This puts Oklahoma on the line and stops the clock.
But more importantly, Reed now has 4 fouls. He just had that putback a moment ago. Reed, Johnson, 4 fouls apiece for the Huskies.
Here's the thing about that shot. It was forced up on a bad angle, had no chance of going in, and he got bailed out by the official. Now he misses the free throw.
Well,
Duke Miles.
There's justice.
That's poetic justice. Back in my old CYO league, that's what we used to say.
And that's an 84% free throw shooter, bricked it off the left side.
All right, Forsythe comes in. Godine comes out. Miles gets another chance. They're 84% free throw shooter, this redshirt senior is.
These are 2 really good free throw shooting teams if it comes down to that.
Miles again, and that one's good. So a minute 19 to go. UConn 64-59. Karaban looks to get it in. And he gets it into Diarra in the backcourt. He's guarded by Jalen Moore. And Hassan works across the timeline, left to right. Moore's got his hand on him. Kicks it right to McNeely on the hash. McNeely out front to Reed. Reed looking to get it to Karaban. He's being overplayed. Reed now with trouble. Gets it back to Diarra. They're down to 5 to shoot. They dump it to Reed. He makes the catch, but it's stolen by Fears. Here comes Fears, sprinting to the front court. Gives it up. Diarra knocks it loose. Wajee got it back. On the right wing, it's Moore. He tries to attack Karaban. He's doubled. He's blocked by Karaban. And Alex comes up with it. 35 seconds to go. Big play by Caravan.
2 big blocks.
And they get it across the timeline. And McNeely is fouled right in front of us. That's going to put McNeely on the line. And the UConn crowd comes to their feet because there's only 29 seconds left. And the Huskies lead by 5 with McNeely going to the line for 2.
That loose ball wiped out Dave Borges' laptop on a beverage that got knocked over. They don't let you have bottles in these NCAA events that have a nice screw top on them, even though Mike has one that's not supposed to have. But they make you have an open cup. And just now that loose ball just knocked the water over on Dave's laptop a few seats to our right here. McNeely 0 for 4 from the floor in the second half, but 2 big free throws now.
All right, the first one by McNeely is good.
Wajee got the foul. It's his 4th. He was a big factor in the middle part of the second half. He scored like 7 straight points for Oklahoma.
Only 7 points by McNeely in his first NCAA game. 2 for 13, 1 of 8, and now 3 for 4 on the line. So 3-possession game. UConn with the advantage, 66-59. And they get it into Fears. Fears sprints to the front court. He steps back and fires the 3. Line drive, no good. And a rebound saved. Caravan got it, and he's fouled. And so UConn does what UConn does. They come to an NCAA tournament. They take the best shot from Oklahoma, and now they're 19 seconds away from advancing to the second round.
McNeely walks up the court with his arm around Caravan's shoulders as the Huskies make some big plays. It was a 1-point game at 57-56 with a little over 4 minutes to go. Huskies are right now on a 9-3 run. And Caravan's been huge. He's had a lot of big hoops here in the last 10 minutes of the game.
Free throw good. He's got 13. Yeah, it was the work of Caravan and solo ball came alive offensively. UConn's offense was really stuck in neutral. Alex again. In and out. No good. 67-59 UConn. Fears quickly to the front court. Goes to Moore for 3. Short off the front rim. Tipped up. It's loose. Diarra has it. And that'll do it. Time will run out. And the Huskies' defense of a national championship is alive. They win it 67-59 as Oklahoma pushes them to the limit. And UConn finishes 10-3 on the scoreboard, and the teams will shake hands.
Oklahoma missed 8 of its last 9 shots from the floor, missed their last 5 overall, and they go down to 32%. And I go back, Mike, to what I talked about at the start of the second half. You look at this team that got eviscerated for its defense.